Hello, very good morning. Welcome to today's morning focus. Still continues, and it's now time for us to bring our scripture reading. I'll bring you the African proverbs for the day, and from there, we'll also be running you through our front banner. The front banner will be following right after the African proverbs. Then we pick your thoughts, where you can also call us and share your thoughts with us. If you don't want to call, you send us a message via SMS or on a WhatsApp. So it doesn't matter the phone you're using. You can either send SMS or you can send us a WhatsApp message. My name is El Samuels, and this morning we'll also be going to Bono. We'll be connecting with our man on the ground in the person of Solomon Feke, who'll be joining us. I'll later be joined here in the studio. My guest for this morning to be with me will be Joseph Tete. Everybody calls him Joe T. Will also be joining me in studio this morning. So for starters, let's look at our scripture for the morning, and we'll pick it from the book of Exodus, the chapter 33, the verse 14. And it said, "And the Lord said, my presence shall go with you, and I will give you rest." The Lord said, my presence shall go with you, and I will give you rest. And this morning, scripture is brought to you in association with the Maranatha Power Ministries International here in Nwa Adogon, just adjacent the Lekma Polyclinic, or you go behind the Lekma Polyclinic and then you walk through to Maranatha Power Ministries International. And this morning we want to share something we've entitled Resting in God. Today is March 19th, 2026. And the Lord said, my presence shall go with you, and I will give you rest. You know, being relaxed feels wonderful. Being nervous, tense, and worried are not so wonderful. Why aren't people more relaxed? That's a question we need to ask. Why aren't people more relaxed? Jesus said, if we are weary and overburdened, we should go to him, and he will give us rest, realization, and ease. Matthew 11:28-29. Jesus wants to teach us the right way to live, which is different from the way most of the world lives. It would be putting in mildly to say that an upright man or woman for the first half of his life will simply not know how to relax, and it was due to being willing to completely trust God. I trusted God for things, not in things. Oh, just listen to this. I trusted God for things, not in things. I kept trying to be the one in control, even though God was the driver's seat of my life. I kept one hand on the wheel just in case he took a wrong turn. Relaxation is impossible without trust. That is all it means. If you know you can fix the problem you have, then why not relax while God is working on it? It sounds easy, but it took many years for me to be able to do this. And I know from experience that the ability to relax or to go with the flow in life is dependent upon our willingness to trust God completely. If things don't go your way, instead of being upset, you can believe that getting your way was not what you needed. God knew that. So he gave you what was best for you instead of what you wanted. If you are waiting much longer than you have had hopes to, you can get frustrated, angry, and upset. You can say, God's timing is perfect. He's never late, and my steps are ordered by the Lord. Now you can relax and simply go with the flow of what is happening in your life. When it comes to things that are out of control, you can either reign the day or relax and enjoy it whilst God is working on the situation. As long as we believe, God keeps working. As long as you believe, God keeps working. And I want you this morning to say, Lord, help me release control and fully trust you today. Teach me to relax, rest in your care, and follow your way instead of my own. Amen. If you pray this prayer, I invite you to be part of the Maranatha Power Ministries International, and I entreat you to join us tomorrow for the Friday Mega All Night. It comes every Friday from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. And don't forget, Sunday we have two services, the Victory service and the Breakthrough service, 7 a.m. for the English service, and then 9 a.m. for the Breakthrough service. That's a mixed bag. So join the first service, Victory, 7 to 9 a.m., second service, Breakthrough service, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And your life will never be the same. God is still in the miracle business. Jesus is always and will always be the Lord. So don't forget to be part of Friday. The Mega All Night is also coming off. So join the Mega All Night. Come, let's pray together. And also don't walk away from the assembly of the brethren. That brings us to another aspect of this morning's programming, which is going to the African Proverbs Center, bringing you African Proverbs for today as we move along with you. But don't forget, right after that, we'll bring you the front banner. But like we always do, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagle. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40, verse 31. This morning, I want you to expect your seed of patience to produce a harvest. I expect, and I want you to expect your seed of patience to produce a harvest. Every dreamer must tolerate seasons of waiting. Waiting is not wasted time. Moses proved that leaders are not trained in the palace, but in the desert. Each day of waiting is proof of your trust in God. And that takes us to the African Proverbs Center this morning. What is on the Proverbs? What is African Proverbs for this morning? We're still in the Ghana month. And this time around, the African Proverbs is very simple. Very, very simple. And this is the word. It said, the sun will shine on those who stand before it. The sun will shine on those who stands before him. So those who stand before the sun, when you stand before it, the sun will shine on you. And that's a powerful African Proverbs. It is saying that those who face challenges head on are brave enough to take risk with. And that is African Proverbs. That is Ghanaian Proverbs. It's saying that those who face challenges head on and are brave enough to take risk will ultimately succeed. It is about being proactive and having confidence in oneself. Does this proverb resonate with you? I believe that it resonates with you. And that's how we put the curtain on today's African Proverbs. Now let's go straight to the front banner. We need support. I need support for the African Proverbs. The scripture of the day brought to you by Maranatha Power Ministry, but we still need support. The weather update. We need to support the news. We need the support. The front banner, we still need your support. Just call us and let's do business together. Let's associate your name with any of the products in our list. Next is the front banner. What's happening? What's going on? Dear Apostle, I'm what kind of saying? How do you see it? Now let's begin to roll the tapes for the morning.
I've seen that some of the oil marketing companies initially came up with some prices. They've reduced it a bit. It's good for all of us if it is reduced, but it's just the unnecessary politics that is playing out. And karma is real, as if it's by God's intervention to show them that all the things they said in opposition, they'll face it and see how they treat it. When we had the Russian-Ukraine war and we had the COVID-19, and off the back of that, prices were high. And we had all the things that they claim can be done and should be done. Today, they are in power. Why can't they do the same? Why is the Ghanaian having to feel the full brunt of what the international shocks are? They talk about bad shock absorbers that was available then. Now, have they provided anything to help the Ghanaian? No. One of the things that normally you would have used would be the price stabilization and recovery levy, which unfortunately the IMF is not allowing us to use because it is seen as part of government revenue, which is very unfortunate that it's seen that way, because the whole idea of the price stabilization and recovery levy was to basically zero out to give some small relief to Ghanaians when prices are high. But due to the IMF interventions, we are not allowed to touch it and zero it out when prices go high. So obviously, that remedy is not available. So it's unfortunate those utterances were made. Need the revenue. Atoforce needs the revenue than ever before. So they can't remove any taxes, right? Those that they've removed by 2027 budget, they are going to bring back taxes again. I mean, they would have no option but to introduce new taxes in the 2027 budget, because already they are not even able to meet their revenue targets. 2025 budget target, they were supposed to get 220 billion. As at November, they've only raised 187 billion. The month of December, I don't know what they have raised. We'll see the Bank of Ghana numbers when it comes out after first quarter, and maybe media review, then we'll know exactly how much they raised for 2025. But we know very well that they will just barely make 200 billion in terms of revenue. Looking at the hole they have in their budget, not able to raise as much on T-bills, right? They budgeted to raise 40 billion in T-bills, they only did 10 billion. So they had 30 billion hole in their funding budget, coupled with less revenue. So going into 2026, I call them the Billionaire Boys Club. They've been giving out the billions here, billions there, billions there, and they don't have the revenue to give those billions. He is sitting there as CEO of Zongo Development Fund. I'm sure there's monies that are supposed to come to him. He will tell you the difficulty he's having in those monies coming.
Na beye afini ene kakra ena Chief Justice emami kuta Ghana sekan me swai ewo Black Star Square yede Ghana tumi ehye mensa na nana ampa senia unim no yebeji ye no na enioma ye den ankasa na yesika sem aye den enti na ewo se yenibre ne ehwe se ne betutu nioma yie se ne be ya sika sem ne be ye mre na Ghana fo eho atomo enti ampa na be ya afini ye na ejuma ene ye tutu nioma ye hwe sika sem so ya chichiri nyoma se ne be ya yense sika basa asa sika ni na ye de be hye empuntu ejumam na nana me nije se mejina wenim aka che o se ejuma ya ye afi metimi de mensa esimebo aka se ampa Ghana yisika sem nyamiadom eyeye enti nana ye will be a friend of macroeconomic stability bro focusem na metimi akacho enne say macro economy no aye stable ne ka hono so eya dia bro for friend inflation eno eya dia ye hwe senya enyoma bo esi kosoro efa na abra ye bai no na enyoma bo rate isi kosoro no na 23.4%. Eje se uko jina ho na wo beto ade na ye kanebo na waka se wonto na wo kohwe bibi fofora na wo bekọ akohwe ho no na ehobo no wo soro chen we wo be san aba no na eha apeja eche bibia wo koye no any friend inflation. Now inflation no na 23.4%. And then Nana Menoka say inflation not about 3.3%.
Yewura enim so betina konwen so afe baako ene kakra we yewura yehu se ndwuma no oye papa na nkasa me ka ho asem wanhwe adagye beboye yewura waba se manka sikasem ne ntotoya se da bi anka koso ho na men komo no owo yewura waya ade papa Ghana sikasem da bia on dollar yi aya na dollar no na twea na otwe nso we de wotimi ama na gina wa minsura akakakra bi na afe ma chese bibi wo ha wo ye ne ye wura Ghana fo be me na wase doma fo be me na wase abono fo be me na wase.
Yes, Honorable Kwame Aguya.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to make few comments about this very important statement. Mr. Speaker, this is the right forum to talk about this. Mr. Speaker, I will explain to you. And when I finish explaining, colleagues would understand why this is the best forum. Mr. Speaker, the statement talks about contracts. Mr. Speaker, some of the largest contracts in this country are approved by this House. Mr. Speaker, this House approves even contracts, road contracts, where we write into the contract that we will buy even mobile phone that the contractor will use on the project. We borrow money to buy mobile phones for the contractor on the project. Yes, you say, hey, that is what you have approved. We even pay for the use of the mobile phone approved by this House. Tell me this is not the best forum. This House approves contracts and say we should pay a contractor $29 million as mobilization. And if that contractor fails, if we fail to do certain things, the contractor can walk away free with our $29 million. Tell me this is not the right forum. Let's look at each other. I don't know your constituency, but in my constituency, there will be a pregnant woman today who may be struggling to find a health facility to attend. I have constituents today who are looking for potable water to drink. And if you and I, members of parliament, write a contract and give away $29 million to a contractor and say that when the contractor raises a net certificate, we are not able to pay, the contractor can walk away with $29 million. Tell me this is not the right forum to be talking about it. What has this got to do with the Auditor General? It is members of parliament who should do our work diligently. How do you feel buying a mobile phone for a contractor? Mr. Speaker, I believe these issues are very serious. Mr. Speaker, during the validation process by the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Speaker, it is quite obvious. In fact, I have at the ministry currently about 500 million claims that when the contractors were asked, show me your contract, the contractors didn't come back. But these contracts were formed at the ministry, at the agencies. Tell me this is not the right forum so that we who represent the people will do things right. It is not about NDC or NPP, but these monies are being wasted in our names. Mr. Speaker, it is not about anybody there or me, but this is the waste that is in the system. Mr. Speaker, when every day, including tomorrow afternoon, I will be asked, when will you be paying the contractor who has stopped work in my constituency? And tomorrow, I will be answering those questions. Minority leader, bear with me. Tomorrow afternoon, I will be asked questions by colleagues. Why is the contractor on my road not working? And I tell you that this same house have approved $29 million to be spent on a project, Walawale, how do you call it? Savelugu to Walawale, and the contractor work free. Tell me this is not important. Mr. Speaker, it is very important. And I am urging the House. Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm a minister. I can guarantee, yes, I'm a minister. Look, no, let me tell you. Mr. Speaker, it is important for Parliament for us to take our work diligently, because I know there may be contracts in committees and other things. Let us do diligent work so that going forward we avoid these things. Mr. Speaker, we have situations where last week I said we were so reckless in contracting and commitment that almost, Mr. Speaker, 90% of road contracts that were awarded in 2024 did not have any commitment authorization. And that day I said that, including the former finance minister's own constituency, he didn't even issue commitment authorization for road work in his own constituency. That is reckless. That is reckless. So members of Parliament, hello, the buck stops with us. We must do our work diligently. So if you say this is not the right forum, this is 100% forum to bring this issue. And I want you to help government make sure that we tighten these things. It doesn't matter whether it's NDC or NPP that is in government. These roads were not necessarily sanctioned by politicians, but that is the system we inherited. We are only calling for a reset of the system, and President Mahama is saying that I will reset the system, and I call upon you to support that system. Thank you very much.
Who is going to pay? Are we going to go again, taking loans, getting into huge debts, destroying the value of our city, destroying our reputation internationally, having our economy and finances declared junk? We can't go back to those days. It requires discipline and sacrifice, and this is where we are. So the minority leader, as for the minister coming to brief this house, I have no objection. This is the people's house. Anything concerning the people, the ministers who work for the people should come and brief the people. We can discuss it, but be careful what kind of stand you want to take, because whatever stand you want to take today, we will show you that yesterday you took the stand that we are today and you had no problem with that. You can't all of a sudden overnight change position and say that, you know, money should be refunded. How can money be refunded? Is that a solution? Is the young man looking for the money? The young man is looking for a job. He wants government to create a job for him, and that's what we must be doing, creating jobs. 200 Ghana cedi, if you refund it to me, what is he going to do with it? And why are you more worried about you funding people? Because it is obvious that you are not even concerned about the young people not getting jobs. You are concerned about the idea that they will come to you to ask for money to go and pay for medicals. Because that appears to be your primary concern, that the young people will be coming to you. Please, whenever young people, don't go to him for money. Find your money and go and do your medicals, and give yourself a chance to be employed, to be recruited. Find your own money, because your MP is not willing to give you money.
He made one debate.
Mr. Speaker, I have nothing more to add.
Honorable minority leader,
Mr. Speaker, just
is this going to be?
No, Mr. Speaker, not a debate, but
I talk
Mr. Speaker, just
out of the blue. I give you the opportunity. Sure. I must take him also.
Mr. Speaker, that's fine.
So when I give you a right to rebut,
Mr. Speaker, I'm not
go back to him.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not rebutting, but I think this is a moment for leaders. Mr. Speaker, I have heard leader, but my key concern is founded in concerns by many members of this house, including he himself. Mr. Speaker, when a system does not offer certainty, it must obviously be reviewed. When a system does not offer clarity, it must certainly be reviewed. But if we would always go back and say, oh, yesterday something happened, it was not good, so we shouldn't talk about it. Mr. Speaker, then what is the essence of a reset? Your slogan is reset, and I'm saying that you are now asking 200,000 people to go and pay 1,600 Ghana cedi each, when in fact you have only vacancy for 5,000. It means 195,000 people, Mr. Speaker, are going to pay 1,600. Multiply that, and Mr. Speaker, in the end, the desperate youth will be frustrated. We, the MPs, they will come to us for money to go and do medicals that they will never get the opportunity to get recruited. So, Mr. Speaker, if the majority leader's response to me is that, in fact, something happened during MPP era, so we should shut up, I hear him. But on the issue about the Winneba youth, over the weekend, I have already told them, oh, Mr. Speaker, that is the truth. It is on social media. I spoke. I told them that, look, what the minister said, the 200,000, if you go and pay for medicals, you are going to waste your money. I've told them. Yes, I've told them. I did. I told them. I am telling you what is already out there. Don't worry. So the tutorials from the minister, the majority leader, there's nothing new. I told them that if you get a notice that go and do medical, don't go and waste money, 1,600, because you won't get a chance. Because you say you have only 5,000. Why do you have to go? Because that money plus your 220, it means that you are going to lose 1,800 plus.
I've seen that some of the oil marketing companies initially came up with some prices. They've reduced it a bit. It's good for all of us if it is reduced, but it's just the unnecessary politics that is playing out. And karma is real. As if it's by God's intervention to show them that all the things they said in opposition, they will face it and see how they treat it. When we had the Russian-Ukraine war and we had the COVID-19, and off the back of that, prices were high. Then we had all the things that they claim can be done and should be done. Today, they are in power. Why can't they do the same? Why is the Ghanaian having to feel the full brunt of what the international shocks are? They talk about bad shock absorbers that was available then. Now, have they provided anything to help the Ghanaian? No. One of the things that normally you would have used would be the price stabilization and recovery levy, which unfortunately the IMF is not allowing us to use because it is seen as part of government revenue, which is very unfortunate that it's seen that way, because the whole idea of the price stabilization and recovery levy was to basically zero out to give some small relief to Ghanaians when prices are high. But due to the IMF interventions, we are not allowed to touch it and zero it out when prices go high. So obviously, that remedy is not available. So it's unfortunate those utterances were made. Need the revenue. Atoforce needs the revenue than ever before. So they can't remove any taxes, right? Those that they've removed by 2027 budget, they are going to bring back taxes again. I mean, they would have no option but to introduce new taxes in the 2027 budget, because already they are not even able to meet their revenue targets. 2025 budget target, they were supposed to get 220 billion. As at November, they've only raised 187 billion. The month of December, I don't know what they have raised. We'll see the Bank of Ghana numbers when it comes out after first quarter, and maybe media review, then we'll know exactly how much they raised for 2025. But we know very well that they will just barely make 200 billion in terms of revenue. Looking at the hole they have in their budget, not able to.
All right, so welcome back. So the front burner, you heard the stories. We've been to Bono, we've been to other places, and then we're back in studios. But let's go to the line and speak to our man on the ground. When the president started the first day of his tour in the Bono region, Solomon is on the line. Good morning, Solo. Hello, good morning, Solomon. Well, it seems Solomon has left, but Bernard joins me in studio. Bernard, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. L.
How are you doing?
I'm very fine, good, and hope you are too.
I'm managing myself. God is good always.
Yeah.
What? Let's go to Bono and come back. Solo, good morning.
Good morning, Council.
Hello, Solomon.
Good morning, Council.
Hello, Solomon.
Council, good morning.
I think we're still not getting Solomon on the line.
Good morning, Council.
Yeah, good morning. To saying. Solomon, you didn't say a man penny bono and a half a region on a 2-day tour. The first tour of the Resetting Ghana tour, no, or shall say for bono. A dear na ubit me afa day 1 and a dear na eba on day 2.
That's the Council. And Yene or Mampenini, Ewa born, Ewa Bono region. Bono region, no, you did say a man crew, a whole and a yet national regional house of the president, the night to the crew. I'm more what you have so a football form. Minoka say, you better see extra more things for our economy. And you are so more. I'm in Germany, and my henny, what you are the trade as to president, the woman said, it's Sampa, ever Brukum, a final that Trata was so, no more let them up Munjai. Every Sampa, ever went see, on it was threat, contractor was so, ma or what enjoy. Council of what a year, a quiet destiny at the Bono region that was threat. One on our buy our young man now almost when it Ma, President Bruni, and what's up what they are for the poor. And indeed, some of my Hida here on about for Emma and no any data about so a year man penny John Dramani Mahama, one is on my hand, and I assume at the poor. Now, I could hear my eating, and general my for our economy market and all, and our putting young on what yet. You feel what, and now on paying the money or wire inspection from Ekede to Sampa, Main Road now, or Yamarango, contractor 1 year. Woko Emma contractor for no, X-ray, when on the pass on the fine, Bosome do door and fear the door, and I know the door now, your face. To member of parliament, any MC. Ghana no warfare, no more or with your gun in Mapukuma, Senator Father, we are years. And the nature of the money said, and the first hour, why you was run. Almost that's all the sample here for you, Bosnia, Yamotonum, and from one somebody in Pia, Pia. I run almost paid the money. Inspector of a year, danger to Sample Road, no, or for you to come idea for both. And now, no, I want no. On my paying the money, but I could put a region where good boy and a new extra modern airport. I have a business and a couple of Seattle. It's no Korea. Woman paying when the contractor for on the you know, you are much less. If you are no mere woman pay. I have 4 in the next resort of and imagine the next the blue region turn off up and the rear.
Solo, you better say, you're shading say, or do we need the DH now and your womobiana or Wasande, Amaye, our Yadasi.
But that's the part.
I've been talking to our man on the ground, Solomon Pecker, reporting from the Bono, and it's half of regions for us this morning, throwing more light on the Reset Ghana tour. What do you make of the Reset Ghana tour?
Good morning to our viewers.
Yeah, good morning.
It's a very important thing that the president has decided to do, that he will not just stay in the Jubilee House and then receive reports from his ministers, but he will go around and inspect projects that are ongoing, check the progress of those projects, and then begin new ones. So it is a very important thing that he is doing. I know that as part of this, he is going to receive reports, complaints, and what have you from residents, constituents, and the chiefs, like we just saw. So yes, I believe that this is a good thing that the president is doing, and I hope something better comes out of this one. It is better in any way than he being in the office and just receiving reports from ministers who always want to be in the good books and may not give accurate reports as to what exactly is happening on the ground. So I think this is a good thing that he's decided to go around the country and listen to the people, know what is happening on the ground, inspect projects, and begin the construction of new ones. The new airport project at Nswatre, I think I'm happy about it. It's a good thing. It will open that part of the country up for economic activities. The Bono and a half area, we are told, is a major agriculture hub, and opening that area up for agribusiness and everything, will bring development to that part of the country. Mr. L, when I was coming here, I was just thinking about the rent issues, and something the president said, and I was asking myself whether it was even possible. And I came to the conclusion that, look, the reason we have all these rent issues of people wanting to take more than 1 year, which obviously is against the law, is demand and supply issues.
Because the point is that the law says that 6 months.
6 months.
Not above 6 months. But now we got people who say 2
2
years.
years.
Some will even tell you they want 5 years advance to be paid to them. And the government says now we need to report
them.
But if you go and report, can you stay in that?
That is the question. So I came to the conclusion that it is a demand and supply issue.
Yeah.
Some of these things don't happen in the villages, in towns, because there are rooms there. I mean, the demand for room does not exceed supply. But it's not the case in Accra, it's not the case in Kumasi, it's not the case in Koforidua, in Tamale and Co. And it's because the demand for rooms, for accommodation in these areas exceeds supply. And so if we are opening other parts of the country up, like the Bono region, in Swatre and Co., all the towns in Bro and Hafo, we are opening these places up for business, where people business there and make a living. They will not come to Accra to come and add to the high demand for accommodation. So I think I am happy about this new project. I hope that enough research has been done, because the whole airport, we are told, has not been so profitable.
No, it's not been really utilized.
It
looks more an elephant in that enclave because it's quite expensive to fly from even Accra to Ho. How expensive it is to fly from Accra to Kumasi, and let alone go to the northern region. I mean, if you need about 5K to do a return trip, that's quite a quantum of money. So it tells you how expensive it is. But it's because we've not taken our time as a nation to look at our transportation areas. We've not really looked at it very well. And that is what is causing all this thing. Now, the reset tour is up to you. Our viewers out there, you can also join us on 053-715-8638. We went to Bono. You listen to the president. You listen to our reporter telling us the rollout, things that have been done. You heard the Domahine as well. Your input is very important. Don't forget, we also brought you something that has to do with renting, where the president is asking that anybody who demands, a landlord that demands above the quota that has been set by the nation, which we know 6 months and not more. People are demanding that because, like Bernard said, is demand and supply. So definitely you get some of this. Are you going to report the person?
That is the question.
Then later go back and say it has been solved. So I'm saying, would you have your piece? That's a big question. And then we catch it out. It's the numbers near 053-715-8638 numbers. Now, when it comes to fuel, government is facing challenges in cushioning fuel prices due to limited physical space and restrictions under the International Fund IMF program. Energy analyst Kwejo Poku states that the price stabilization and recovery levy designed to absorb price shocks cannot be adjusted as it is treated as government revenue. Serious one, isn't it? And now we're seeing the rising of crude prices around the world. If even fuel prices has gone up, government has mobilized 187 billion out of 220 billion revenue target, with projections suggesting a shortfall Attempts to raise 40 billion through treasury bills yield only 10 billion, leaving 30 billion facing a financial gap. So Poku attributes the situation to both global factors such as rising crude oil prices, domestic constraint. The thermal oil refinery can ensure fuel security but not price relief. The government is unlikely to remove the fuel taxes due to urgent revenue needs. This is where we find ourselves. Yeah. But there's nothing you can do about it because there's already shortfalls in the revenue.
Yeah.
So he's saying there is no way. Government's hands are so tight that there's nothing he can do. Now the minority is calling in parliament that look, why don't you take up the one Ghana cedi levy from every liter to be able to reduce the fuel a bit? But I think government will do that.
That is a question, and in fact, that is just one angle of it. The other thing government can also consider is that we are told that because of the geopolitics going on in the Middle East, it is affecting the usage of the US dollar, and so gold prices have shot up, right, on the international market. So government is certainly making more sale of gold, in these times than before. So what government can also do, let me borrow the words of Uncle Kwesi Pratt. He said that, and that is why in every country we elect the very sharp minds, very superior minds to govern us. And so they know how to do the balancings. They know how to take money from here, profit from here, and neutralize the loss coming from here. All the economy center. It's the reason we voted for them.
Sometimes it's not that easy.
So yes, it is not easy, but he argued that if it is just about the prices of
tomatoes and oil,
the price of oil has gone up, and so we should shift it onto the consumer to pay. I think even Bernard can do that. I mean, I just have to
for that one, everybody will come able to do. But the point is, you need to be so smart enough to be able to cushion your people.
Exactly.
That is why we preach you as a leader. But you see, if you look at it, we play politics with everything.
And that is what is happening.
So that is what is not. So if you listen to Kojo Poku said it's a karma that is eating us now. Because when we're in opposition, we said something different. Now it is happening to us. So what are we going to tell the people? So this, you see where the dynamics is. We've done politics with every other thing. There are certain things we are not supposed to even touch it. We've made it political. When it's coming in for you to go tell the people that this is A, B, C, and D, and this is what I think we should be doing or looking at, it becomes a problem. People will say, oh, prices are beginning shorting up. Now there are some people sitting on the edge, fold their arms, and they are watching. How are you going to turn it around?
Respond to that?
How would you respond? Now you've asked that the wage bill is so huge. But now pressure from the grassroots now expand
to
and put more people in
20,000 more people. I mean, 2,000. Is it 2,000 more people?
You know the security service?
Yes, they are supposed to employ.
They were supposed to employ 5,000 every year. Now 2005 they did not. So that is a shortfall in there.
So 5,000 a year for 4 years. That would have been
20,000.
And they are adding 20,000 more.
It means that we have to do 40,000 and 10,000 for the next 4 years. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 4 years. So 2005 we've not done it. Meaning that we are going to put
20,000 people
in there. 2005, 2020. Then now the finance minister is saying they need to employ. The wage bill is heavy. They are on the kitty is now drawing down, but they still want to employ people. The point is that my worry has always been, why don't we rather enable the private sector, who employs almost about 94% out of the 100%, give them, move out those bottlenecks,
so that
they can rather be cushioned to employ more people instead of putting people into the public sectors where your wage bill cannot hold.
There's a question. I mean, look, let's face the fact. Even the additional 5,000 that they will do a year,
it's a cost.
It's a cost to the state, and it will not even solve the unemployment situation. There is no way government they can only do but little. I mean, this 5,000 more people will not solve. I don't think it will even solve half of our unemployment situation.
I don't think.
And like the finance minister was saying, if you are spending 44% of your tax revenue just on salaries,
Yeah. So what profit are you making?
44% of your tax revenue, and Mr. L, your tax revenue is about 80-something% of your total revenue as a state. So we can say that you are spending 44% of that 80% of your total revenue. I mean, how would you have the financial space to do other things? Is the reason our roads are not fixed? Is the reason we don't have beds in our hospitals? Is the reason the poor are not being supported in any way?
But in reality, do we need those numbers in the public sector?
That is the question. That is what I'm saying, that Mr. L. If you are already crying that...
So why do you want to open it again?
44% of your tax revenue goes to compensation alone. And you are seeking to add these numbers to it. It means that we will be getting towards somewhere 48, 49, 50%. You are getting to a stage where you are spending, and you know, labor is always agitating. Labor is always crying for more. And if
they are Oliver Twist.
And that is why the
situation
is not about employing people to the public sector, because government does not have the financial strength to do that. What you have to do is to create an environment where I can create a job, Mr. L can create a job, Mr. So can establish a business and employ 2-3 people, employ 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, so that to ease the burden on government. But to say that, oh, because yes, of course, as for labor, they will always agitate. And even as we speak, Mr. L, you and I know that even with the 44% that government spends on compensation, still government employees are not paid well. That is the truth. The nurses are not paid well. The teachers are not paid well. So if we really want to pay our government workers well, it means we'll be spending more than 50% of our tax revenue.
We'll be spending more than 50%.
Which we don't have that financial strength for.
We don't have
so
it.
What government will do is to create the enabling environment. That is why I am happy about all this processing of our gold, of our cocoa, expanding and development to other regions. Like I'm always saying that I have eyes on the Minister for Industries and Minister for Agri, because they are both from the Bono region, and this is a major agriculture hub. So if after 4 years, both of them serving in very related roles, they are not able to bring critical roles, which is very vital for the development of their region, the Bono and Ahafo area, if they are unable to do something in that area, so that people will move there and work in agribusiness, agriculture, and make a living out of it. That is what I will measure their impact as ministers on, and not, you know, these things they are doing.
All right.
The Minister for Agriculture, Eriko Puku, Minister for Trade and Industry, and they've added agribusiness to it. So the two of them, if they are very competent. If they are unable to do anything for the Bono region, they are going to build new airport at Nsuate. How can you develop agribusiness so that the Bono youth, Ahafo youth, the Bono East youth will remain in that constituency, in that region, and work and make a living, you know, so that there will be space for government to do other things, not use all their money to pay salaries. At the end of the day, we'll be complaining about our roads, complaining about water, complaining. And Mr. L, one more thing I'll say about this. The comments made by the Minister for Finance pushed me to go and look at areas where government makes money. And I was sad to note that government gets more from grants, from other sources of income, like profit and dividend from state-owned enterprises. And I was sad. Can't we vitalize our state-owned enterprises to make profit? Right? Yes, you can argue that they are not profit-making entities. You know, they are just to deliver services.
If they are not profit-making entity, why don't we close them?
So if there is a need to privatize, let's do that.
And you see, the mistake we're doing as a nation is that we cannot drive this economy with service.
That is it.
We cannot. We should all get it. We cannot keep on driving this economy with service. What we can do is industrialize. And how do we industrialize? We need to move away from that rhetoric of our politics where we need to push it. So the private is the engine of national. And meanwhile, we have left the private sector. We cannot even grow 10 billionaires in this
Ghana
country. The nation cannot.
Imagine how many people 10 billionaires will employ.
Would employ.
Yeah. But
we cannot
sometimes
do it.
politics in T.
Oh,
sponsor party A or sponsor party B. And so what?
I look at what the Asian Tigers are doing. I mean, sir, we'll be talking to Joseph Tete Joti, is a youth activist who will be joining us on set in a short while. We'll be looking at youth unemployment in Ghana. Are government policies creating jobs or just promises?
We'll be
looking at that in a jiffy. But you also have the opportunity. You've listened to the Domahini, you've listened to the president, you've taken a listen to Kwadwo Poku, the energy expert. You've also, we went to the floor of parliament, you listen to the road minister, the argument as to whether to return the monies or not to return the monies to the applicants. The minority, the majority have also spoken about it. We got some few minutes to pick your thoughts, your calls, Majentre, Efan Samwa Yedi Hon Komwe, Yakobono, Yako Ahafwiti or Mampenyi Witi Bono, Hene, Doma Hene, sorry, was sent a reporter solo on the programs and then she say they are to talk or 2 days until then the final day our 1.5 regions. Yes, so echo floor of parliament. A far recruitments in some uti minority leader unless under friendly markets. Uti majority leader unless under Mama Yarga or 220 Ghana a day. That was aspect of it.
As for Mr. Yarga, and but for me, I noticed it is for me. And imagine that unemployed youth.
That is it. And then the chairman of the NDC, and also has some kind of fast recruitment and something. You know, it paints some kind of a picture. Yeah, but it's here what dream 053-715-8638. Numbers are also be to me. You did some come we pay na friends like Joseph Tete, Joe T. So I know be a friend.
Your Joe T be honorable.
We are honorable Joe T.
Don't Katamanso MP.
We the honorable Joe T. Chado.
Oh, okay.
I don't say honorable. Some fine gentleman.
Nice.
I have joining yeah an opinion. But see, I know yeah forward drink. Sani what me. What when on your parliament arguments accommodating okay of a petrol Sunday by unemployment sanji ni 18 no many kwa may have police security no chumo ani akashika hand no or I may forget I get administrative purposes I can open way forms that they are print got the online engine no have track I be Sunday. The Wabanyo Kawagba Sunday, 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can join us. Let's have that conversation. Was today, don't forget, today too, we'll be going to the Bayfik room. Today's Thursday, we'll be going to Bayfik room. We'll bring you some more information there. We want to say a big thank you to SA Sanjay Enterprise. SA Sanjay Enterprise are supporting us. They are also doing, when it comes to mattresses, you can always trust SA Sanjay. Mamento Wonka Anope 053-715-8638. Numbers 053-715-8338. Numbers 053-715-8368. Numbers in Timayento Wonka. So whilst we are waiting for you, you better papers no so you better tell whilst your calls are also coming through with us this morning. And let's hear you. You like football, right?
When my team is not doing well, I switch from football.
So did you hear the now Senegal is not the champions?
Oh yeah. I heard that. But of course, you have already made the verdict. Senegal is Africa's champion. Morocco is CAF's champion. It's as simple as that. I mean, this is quite embarrassing to the Senegalese national team and disgraceful to the African football. Yeah. I mean, how can you do this after several months?
2 months.
You know, I hope that Senegal will appeal.
No, they said they are appealing.
Have this.
You ask yourself, are they going to print a new medals, or they're going
I'm even surprised to return the medals
and then tell them the Moroccans also bring their silver so they can exchange. I mean, it's sad.
And all this is refereeing decisions. That is one thing CAF should be paying attention to.
And the point is that, you see, if you go by the rules, even the article they are using, the 82 and 84, usually the protest has elapsed a time. They could have protest right after the game.
Right after the game.
You see, and then number two, the referee has a mandate at that point to have called off the game after some number of minutes. But the referee did not call
it. Everything is subject to the referee's decision.
And the Moroccans also resume play.
Exactly.
Resume play with the notion of trying to win the cup.
If they have scored the penalty, would they have done this?
And number two, you see, I think the Moroccans are not being fair with us. And the CAF has not been fair with us. I think CAF wants to satisfy Morocco, if you ask me.
Oh, absolutely. That is it. And it's not even just about the CAF. Even some decisions, punishments that were implemented, right, to Morocco. This decision came to overturn some of them, reduce the severity of the punishment, of the fines, and all of that. I mean, it is clear that they want to appease the Moroccan national team.
Because Morocco is refusing to host the WAFCON.
And so what? Apart from them, can't anybody else?
You have to some way.
They should let us breathe. Morocco, you played very well, but I mean, we are suffering. We've no you can't put the AFCON in your mobile. When you boy in yourself, you won't take it like that. If you want to win the AFCON, do better in the next edition.
0537158638 numbers now so between your friend. Let's start doing some of the newspapers that has come on and the graphic showbiz. The support TGMA nominees. Ninoy edges the filming gospel fraternity. I told you so. A stylish return of Sapphire and Sharp Truths. The flocks in TGMA swing a period is also on the graphic showbiz, which I mean, the women's week, isn't it? Beautiful women on the front pages, ladies on the front pages of it. Hello, good morning. So while the newspaper is still going on, you can call us on the front burner 0537158638 and Sama Bemuno Etowasai. Now let's go. So that's the stories on the graphic showbiz.
Okay, let me do the Overseer newspaper this morning. BOG cuts policy rate from 15.5% to 14% to support economic recovery. Comes with a picture of Johnson Pandit Esiama, governor of the BOG. Report landlords who charge excessive rent advances, according to President Mahama, and he is charging all tenants, including Mr. L and myself. That is the question. No record of 49.1 million theft in BNC. AG's witness tells court. Has a picture of Kwabena Edu Bwahe and Edith Ruby Opoku Eduamwa. I hope I pronounced that right. Mahama promises major road upgrade for Bono region. See page 3 for that story. No NDC seat is safe in 2028. Hey! According to Osahin Alexander Fenyo Markin, what a dream. Wage bill tops spending strains Ghana's budget. That is according. Wage bill tops spending strains. Sorry, let me read that again. Wage bill tops spending strains Ghana's budget. That is according to Ato Force, Minister for Finance. These are the stories on the front page of the Overseer newspaper.
Now let's move away from the Overseer. Let's do the Daily Graphic. The Daily Graphic, the Ghana table slavery motion at the UN, urges recognition of transatlantic enslavement among greatest crimes against humanity, with a picture of the President John Dramani Mahama on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Then we have BOG drops policy rate to 14%. Is also the supplement on Eid al-Fitr is there. Government to establish independent and monument commission. Stories on the Daily Graphic.
Let me do the Business and Financial Times. President emphasizes youth-led agriculture as new frontier. See page 2 of the BNFT for that. 24-hour economic success hinges on power cost. BOG lowers rate. We brought you the story in order. Lowers the rate to 14% on stronger macro backdrop. Newmont contributes 12.822 billion Ghana cedi in fiscal payments last year. Page 2 has that story. And the final one I'll bring you on the front page of the BNFT. KEK Reinsurance Brokers Africa appoints new CEO. These are the stories on the front page of the Business and Financial Times.
Now we do the Daily Post. The Daily Post and Mahama Cat sought for the construction of a 24-hour economy model market at Doma Ahinkro. MPP granted ENP approval in 2024 to acquire Damang mines. The picture of the Abu Jinapon, approved by acquisition of the land by engineers and planners, was granted by the former Lands Minister Samuel Abu Jinapon in March 2024. Ghana to table UN General Assembly declaring the trafficking of the enslaved Africans the gravest crime against humanity. Stories on the Daily Post.
Let me do the daily guide. ENP, that is Engineers and Planners, Damang acquisition approved in 2024. See page 3 for that story. Scrap 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy, that is according to the minority, has a picture of the Honorable Collins Adumako Mensah. High Court grants Freddie Blay bail. You'll be following that story, yeah? Yes, yeah. Onya yika ne hondo John kakranti yamanu bail and with sureties. Tema plane crash victims were sons of Hebron Prayer Camp founder. Very sad story, sad development. May God continue to protect the families of the men of God. I mean, it's very sad. I mean, this brings to memory the tragedy that happened to the Honorable, what am I saying, Honorable?
You're talking about
Eastwood Anaba, very sad, and I mean, very sad. Losing children, I mean, in such horrific manner. May their soul rest in peace. Stories on the front page of Daily Guide.
Now let's do the Chronicle this morning. The Chronicle has this, Ghana is in a strong position to withstand external shocks, BOG. GACL action against McDan sparks backlash. Franklin Kujo Sempe Manche back indigenous firm with a picture of McDan Matikole. Government approved Damang mine sale talks for ENP in 2024. Official document reveals. The Chronicle has a Bible quotation from Psalm 119, verse 130. Unfolding of your words gives light. It imparts understanding to the simple.
I love that one. I love that. The entrance of your word gives light. Gives understanding to the most simple. Even the simple, school cry, assembly bar. Powerful scripture. Let's do the daybreak.
Those are the stories on the Chronicle.
Great. Let's do the daybreak. June 4 bears teeth once against intimidation of journalists. That is the GJ president Albert Kobna June 4 warns people, the security, everybody, public, against the intimidation, politicians, the intimidation of Incenture for Eduboahin trial, no record of 49.1 million theft in BNC. AG's witness tells court. Mahama Esiedu Thors stir power struggle in NDC. Hey, babe. No NDC seat is safe in 2028, according to Osahin Alexander Penyo Markin. Stories on the front page of the Daybreak.
The new trust says President Mahama promises major road upgrades for Bono region. GJ is called for repeal of repressive electronic communication law. Security services recruitment, extortion by the state, ex-British military officer claims. MPC reduces policy rate to 14%. Minorities pushes for removal of the 1 Ghana cedi's fuel levy over rising prices. Stories on the trust.
The Hawk newspaper. Ablakwa sales shock Kyrgyzstan deal. Kyrgyzstan. I hope that is how it is pronounced. One of the Tantan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, when time for. Yes. Kyrgyzstan. Gold board, GGSA, signed 27.5 million Ghana cedi site deal. Eduboahin trial, no record of 49.1 million theft in BNC. 248 million Ghana cedi laptop scam. Ministry brands tiny RAM boost custom. See page 6 for that story. Has a picture of the minister in charge of communications, Sam Nate George. Sky of death Pilot and brother killed in Tama crash. These are the stories on the front page of the Hawk newspaper.
Now let's do the Supreme newspaper. NDC has no safe seat in 2028 unless under finger marking. MIIF positioned Ghana as sustainable mining destination. GJA reaffirms commitment to press freedom. No 49.1 billion, a million cedis stolen on our records. Those are the main stories on the Supreme newspaper.
From the Supreme, let's do the Daily Democrat. BOG drops policy rates to 14%. We brought you that story on other front pages. Dr. Ernesto Sapon urges Radford University College students to embrace entrepreneurship. That is the way to go, honestly. And Osahin has also been talking about it. The future is for job creators, not job seekers. CSIR workers protest Galamsey at Bunsu. Appeal to government for urgent action. The Center for Scientific and Industrial Research workers protest Galamsey at Bunsu and urge government to take urgent action. Sector leaders accuse Forestry Commission and government of failing to stop killer imports. Spiritual leader links Ghana struggle to colonial curse. Health minister warns against unapproved admissions. Stories on the front page of the Daily Democrat. Nothing but the truth.
Now let's do the archives. The archives said Forestry Commission boss hijacks 2,600 job recruitment. Deputy CEO and others allegedly sidelined. Grassroots angry. NIB reversed to BNI. I think that's a good name. Bureau for National Investigation. Instead of National Investigation Bureau. Echumampono NDC demand arrest of former DC over reckless allegations. Journalists against Galamsey begins nationwide campaign. It's on the front page of the archive. Lands Minister assured government of full support. It's also there. So those are the stories on the archives.
Okay. The business analyst has some of the stories we brought you already about the reduction in the policy rate. Mahama promises major road upgrade for Bono region, and then the no record of the 49 million in BNC records. GJA demands depoliticization of security recruitment. GJA CID invitation to journalists. GJA raises alarm over intimidation of journalists. These are the stories on the front page of the business analyst. Hey, business analyst and bringing us this story. I said, how many business stories are there?
Well, the Meridian newspaper says that no 49.1 million stolen or missing in our records, as witness tells are caught in Eduboyan trials. GJA blasts repressive electronic communication law. Minority reject unholy value for money office bill. Stories on the Meridian.
Let's do the National Enquirer. Godwin Edwidji is on the front page. Exchange rate stability shielding Ghanaians from fuel price shocks. That is according to Godwin Edwidji NPA boss. Ghana's gold reserve rise to 19.2 tons after strategic rebalancing. According to the BOG Governor Johnson Panite Siama, government begins recruitment into public sector. According to the Finance Minister Kasel Atuforsin, Mahama shows rare honesty on Galamsey, and he says we must confront the truth. President John Dramani Mahama has been widely commended for what many observers describe as a rare display of political honesty and courage, following his candid admission that illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey, has deep roots within Ghana's own political and traditional structures. And these are the major stories. You can continue reading that story in page 3 of the National Enquirer. Mr. Stories on the front page of the National Enquirer.
Now let's do the final newspaper on our desk this morning, and that's the Source newspaper. Signals case, no record of 49.1 million theft AG's witness. Minority to government remove the 1 Ghana cedis levy, fuel levy. Stop intimidating journalists. GJA warns police. And then IERPP calls for overhaul of public sector recruitment. Stories on the Source newspaper. And that happens to be the final newspaper for this morning review. I think the running story has been the journalists being intimidated, the no 49.1 million. We also have the story that has to do with the ENP taking over the Damang mines. I think that has been the major running story, the scrapping of the 1 Ghana cedis for levy by the minority.
Yeah.
What do you make of that story?
I mean, it is a good call. At the time when this 1 cedi levy was introduced, the justification was that, they've been able to reduce the price of fuel, and so if they added just 1 cedi, it was still not up to what we were paying in 2024. It made sense. Now, because of what is going on in the Middle East, prices of petroleum products have increased. So it is just rational for them to scrap the 1 cedi, so that when things go back to default, which we hope will happen soon, but Mr. Trump is not making it easy to happen, and I hope that his partners in the Gulf and then in Europe can mount pressure on him to stop the aggression. Because I don't understand why you would carry out such attack when you were on the negotiating table. Now, Iran doesn't even want to come to the negotiating table because we were negotiating before you carried out the attack. So we hope that the Gulf states and European partners can mount pressure on Mr. Trump to stop the aggression so that fuel prices can come down. Then if they want to reintroduce the 1 Ghana cedi levy, it will make sense. But for now, we all agree that price of petroleum products are increasing. So it is just right for them to reduce 1 cedi from it to cushion the
But the point is that once government is making that money, it's very difficult for government to decide to take it off.
That would also mean that the government is not really, because you know that once fuel prices go up, every other thing.
Already you have shortfalls in your revenue.
Absolutely.
So, and this one is cushioning you. So it will be very difficult. You've taken off certain taxes. That is why if you listen to the experts, the analysts, when it comes to the energy sectors, they will tell you there's no way government is going to. And even we have some conditionality from the IMF, which does not allow that space. Now we need to go back to explain to IMF why we need to employ certain people in certain places. So all this thing boils down to whether we have that liberty, that freedom to be able to do the things we want to do.
But it is just an interim measure.
If we are able to do it, would our economy would the economy be able to hold as it is, or is going to also jeopardize certain aspects of the economy? So all this thing comes into it, and we need to take a second look at it. The government will not just take it, although the minority is pushing. Some of them also know that taking it off will also be another problem for us. Some aspect of the economy, especially when it comes to the energy sector.
That is true.
And there's so much taxes and
it's because of the huge debt in that sector.
And the point is that sometimes you ask, how did the debt come about?
Mismanagement. It's as simple as that.
That is simple as that. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. We're turning around. We want to have a conversation with the man called Joseph Tete. He's a youth activist. And then we'll come to the 4 lines. So let's turn ourselves. Maybe in a minute we'll be back with more. Stay with us. All right, so welcome back from the quick break. I did promise that we're going to have a conversation with Joseph Tete. Everybody know him to be Joe T. Joe T is with us this morning, and we're going to have some fine conversation. He's a youth activist, the man who is aspiring to get to the MPship, right? He wants to also go into Parliament to set the rules for us to follow. And he's here with us this morning. Let me welcome my guest in the studio, Joseph Tete. Joe, good to have you.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm very well.
I can see you looking good. I like your shirt.
Thank you so much.
And this morning, you know, I did promise my viewers that we're going to look at youth unemployment in Ghana and government policies creating jobs or just promises, in the sense that we've realized that government is not creating the jobs. The private sector is the one to create the jobs. Government would need to support private sector to expand, but government provides services, and services don't drive economies. And that is one thing we are not seeing. So if you look at how we get our money, donor funds are more than even the taxes we take, but we have just few people to understand what the taxes are used for. And you being a youth activist, I want you to walk. I want us to have this conversation. Walk us through. I mean, we'll look at all the pros and cons on how government policies is the policies creating jobs. Because we have some nice, fantastic policies where we always create this one of I don't know whether to call it one of mushroom kind of job, menial jobs. Then we can translate it into an official big spending enterprises or corporations. Now the government CSO, the government companies, small services they also provide, they are not making profit. How do we make them profitable so they can also expand and employ? So those are the things we wanted to look at.
Thank you so much, and good morning to your cherished viewers.
I know you were listening to us. I wanted to do the politics of the day when we're looking at the one Ghana levy being scrapped, a call by the minority in Parliament. You hear the minority also say return the 220 Ghana cedis per applicant to those who could not get employed or maybe get their way into the security services. We know our wage bill is also heavy on us. 44% of whatever Ghana gets, 44% is used on paying salaries. And recently, CLOSAC is asking for salary increase and good conditions of service, which happens in the public sectors. So this and many other things have come in. How do we deal with this thing called youth unemployment in Ghana?
Thank you so much, Elsam, and good morning to your cherished viewers, and thank you too for this opportunity. First of all, I just want to give a breakdown of how far or what this whole unemployment rate, focusing on the youth perspective or the youth angle. And this, my fact is from the Statista. So in the youth unemployment rate as it stands now between the ages of 15 to 24, it's around 5.4%. That is as of 2024 and 2026. Now, when you have a breakdown of the NEET, that is those not in education, those not in employment and training, we have close to, that is between 15 to 35, the ages of 15 to 35, we have around 1.3 million young people that are unemployed. And clearly, you could see this unemployment issue or canker, it didn't start from this current government. It started way back from 1994. But every government comes in and they always try to manage the unemployment issue. But I believe this time, and I want to take this from a different angle, a different perspective, in seeing how best you can tackle the unemployment rate or the youth unemployment in our current dispensation, and what best we can do to be able to solve this issue of unemployment. First of all, there's this research that has summarized unemployment in 4 categories. So first, we have the frictional unemployment, we have the structural unemployment, we have the cyclical unemployment, And then we have the final point, that is the institutional unemployment. All this point actually symbolizes or expresses every issue one point or the other. Now, I want to start with the frictional unemployment. The frictional unemployment speaks about those in the workforce, so the graduates, those in the graduates that have just completed universities that are unemployed. We have the rate of 300,000 university graduates annually. That
so
comes
annually 350,000 people.
Yes, that
come out of the universities across the country.
Yes,
because if you look at the unemployment rate, is 5.83%. In 2025, according to the World Bank report.
Yes, World Bank, yes.
That is what and this refers to the share of the labor force ages 15-24.
Yes.
If you look at the security recruitment that was done, there was this argument where now we've pushed it from 18 to 35.
35, yeah.
Instead of 18 to 25, made it 35. And do we need to do that? That's also another thing we'll be we can discuss in a later platform. But, I mean, all these people are seeking employment. And government employ only 6%. And the 6%, if people are not going on retirement, how do you fix in the spaces?
Yes.
Because there's no expansion in the service sector.
Yeah. So this is where now currently, yesterday I was listening to the finance minister where he was saying that the current wage of our Ghana, or the wage bill, yes, that is around 78.6 billion. That is being invested in. That means that we have close to even 17, if I'm not, I just want to get the data right, 17 billion just to pay salaries. So we borrow close to 17 billion just to pay salaries. But yesterday, he made it clear that there's going to open for new recruitment in the government sector. So
how are we going to manage that?
You see,
because if we're losing 44% of whatever comes in, a majority of our money is coming from a donor fund.
Yeah.
How do we continue doing this?
Yes. So this is even where we need to even have to be very strategic and invite the private sector. So government can expand, and in this expansion, we have we've had a lot of cyclical challenges or unemployment, where the likes of economic recessions or those economic downturns have actually affected our public sector and then our employment as a whole. And then we're also having the structural unemployment that results from a technological change in the structure of the economy, and that has displaced a lot of workers. We're having a lot of mismatch between the current level of education we have, trying to grumbling it to relate to the current dispensation where we have AI, we have the likes of AI, Internet of Things, Metaverse, and all that, where most of this advancement or involvement is actually taking most of the jobs, the minor jobs that people have been doing, and it looks like now people are not getting the opportunity to have opportunity to work.
The people are not learning.
Yes, because the challenge now is we are having a cyclical unemployment where the finance minister, you could see yesterday while he was speaking, you could see the pain and the sadness announced, because if this current government has the means, I believe definitely we would employ as many people as we can. But here lies the case, we're having a lot of challenges in our economy.
No, that is actually you're having challenges in the economy. The reality is there. You've professed the reality to us, but there's never been any solution. And he said, I still want to expand and employ because party folks are giving me pressure. How do we survive with this kind of a thing? In the sense that we put people in position to think smart and be able to create, I don't say magic, but you were placed there to do stuff. Now, if you come to us with all this lamentation, they still go ahead and say, we're still going to expand and explore. Where are you going to get the funding from? Where are you going to keep borrowing to pay people?
Yes, see, that is where the challenge is, because if you look at the current fact that is out with regards to what the CITAC people strike are saying, and then the explanation the government has given, is that the wage bill is so heavy that currently in fact, 70% of our budget actually sums up or swallows most of our all go into the private sector or paying of salaries. So clearly, you could see that we need to expand. And in expanding, that is where we can solve the institutional unemployment. Now, how can we achieve this? By this one is one challenge that I believe the government has to, have to really look at it by solving this issue. And in this institutional unemployment is by the policies. And thankfully, this current government has brought in a lot of programs which I believe it is helping the youth. One is the Jumawa program that they've invested the budget of over 110 million Ghana cedis.
Will it be used prudently?
You see, the challenge now is every year they are sponsoring over 10,000, but I believe the money is not enough. And I'm using this person to advocate that they should increase the amount, because this money that they are using, the 110 million Ghana cedis, is not enough to be able to solve the entrepreneur and the startup, because a lot of youth have entrepreneurial ideas, but the question is the funding is the challenge. And the amount of money people may, the capital that one may need to invest in his or her business is more. So I believe if we need to really solve the youth unemployment, I think we need to focus on the institutional challenges, that's the policy-driven solutions. Where we can have...
What should be some of the policy-driven solutions that you think that government can... You can say, okay, we should do ABCD, because I've always said that instead of giving the money to the people, we've always given money to people, and then we don't see the results.
So with the Ejumara program, what this Ejumara program intends to do, that is doing, is that they went through processes. So they're not just giving you the money and they're leaving you, but you go through proper mentorship. You'll be trained, you'll be guided, and they'll help you with expanding. So the capital that they are giving you to start your business, they are not only leaving you there, but then they'll follow up and make sure that they mentor, because they went through a rigorous process. Before
and how many people are we looking at giving that?
So the target is 10,000 people every year annually. That is the target. So we are looking at it, and then the Juma program is to help them, guide them, lead them on how they can be able to properly structure their business. And then we have another one that is from the National Youth Authority. That is the apprenticeship program. And the current CEO, Osman Ariga, is doing so well. Because what this man is doing is that all the 16 regions, he's been able to retool all the 16 regions together with the district assemblies, where we have NY in every district I'm talking to you now. What are they doing? They are sponsoring those with skills development. So we have the likes of people that in the apprenticeship program, craftsmanship, artisanry, and all that. They are sponsoring them. They are providing all the tools, the necessary tools that they need to be able to start their business in apprentices. So if you may have a skill, because one thing we can be able to do to bridge the gap of unemployment is that aside, we need to also focus on the TVET area. Because if you look at the net, that is the NEET, that's the those not in education, employment, and training, clearly it's around 1.3 million. And what the current National Youth Authority is doing so well to make sure that every year, they also the target is they are focusing on 10,000 youth to be able to provide them with the apprenticeship program, where they can provide them with the skills that they have. So if someone is into craftsmanship, artisanry, and all that, they'll provide them the necessary tools that they need to be able to start and then also employ others. So in that way, we're also solving the unemployment issues gradually.
But the point is that this is a country that when it comes to skill, and when it comes to the job market, it doesn't match. Now, my question has to do with how can Ghana bridge the gap between training, labor, market demand?
So first of all, what we need to do for us to be able to sort that is, first, we need to understand that most of our revenue comes from the informal sector. I mean, irrespective of however we take it. But then this is where we need to empower the informal sector. We need to put proper structures in place. If we go to the market square, those who are having the tabletop business, they are paying taxes. How can we be able to help them? How can we be able to give them that incentives that they can expand, where they can also employ more people to come in, where we can be able to solve the issue when it comes to unemployment? And then another thing too is that those that they have, especially we need to focusing on the youth, we need to help them. So now social media has become a hub for most youth starting businesses in there. So today, most people, youth today, are saying that they don't want to go into 9-to-5 jobs. Why? Because when they see most of the things that they may be selling, phone cases, phone and all that, they're making money. So how can we be able to bring all these people together and give them the necessary training that they need, the skills and the development that they can be able to expand their business? So they can also bring in more people where governments can also provide the incentives, which government has already started. They can provide them the incentives so they'll be able to solve the issues to mitigate that and to mitigate the unemployment rate in our country.
Now, you've been a youth activist. I mean, you've been doing this and you've been talking about issues that boils down with the youth. I mean, you've worked with them for some number of years. What are the most pressing challenges facing the Ghana's youth in the job market? What are the pressing?
Yes, first of all, is the capital and the technical know-how. Everyone has started a business, but as to how to put proper structure in place to be able to run the business is a challenge. So one, we need training. Two, we need...
Is it training? When you say training, is it training from the school level tailored to the job market?
Yes, so training from the school level tailored, because there's a mismatch, clearly. There's a mismatch. Because people study different courses, and at the end of when they are done, they tend to do different things. Somebody psychology, somebody did chemical engineering and all that, but today he's selling phone case, he's selling phones, some are selling wigs and all that. So how can we be able? So there's a mismatch. So what we need to do, what government needs to bridge that gap is to make sure to help we having putting our educational structure to be able to challenge the current entrepreneurial dispensation. Because now everyone is encouraging us to start a business. Because right now you can, if you take your CV to any institution today, it will take a long time, years, before they'll be able to respond to you. Even if you're fortunate. But you can write until now, people don't even respond. So now, the alternative now is to start their own business. And in starting their own business, because there's no proper training from the school level through for them to have what it takes. I would suggest that from the basic level through to the higher level, we should have a mandatory entrepreneurship course where everyone can have the opportunity to know the modalities, the plans, the skills, the development in putting up a proper business plan to be able to run their businesses, and to manage it well.
Now, youth unemployment in Ghana, are government policies creating job or just promises? And I believe that skill training should focus on emerging industries like tech and renewable energy. I think it's something we've not explored as a nation. We should be looking at the private sector engagement is key to creating meaningful employment opportunities for our young people. Initiatives are promising, but corruption and mismanagement is also hindering our input.
Very key, very key. I mean, now the average youth, if you want to start a business, they'll encourage you, if you are to follow the protocols in getting your own business or running your business smoothly. I mean, it's very difficult. So let's face it, let's be very honest with ourselves. You have to cut corners. What is making this to happen? It's because everybody now wants to find their way and to make their own money. And that is where the challenge is. So I believe we need to also work on fighting corruption within our government sector, and then also the public and the private sectors as well, and also amongst us. Because now everybody is a middleman one way or the other, pushing business through, which they know it is illegal. Yet, because of the nuco fuel that they'll get, they'll make sure that they go in and then they do it. So that is where the challenge is. So unemployment, together, crumbling with corruption is another challenge in our country today that the youth are also facing.
The youth are also facing 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can also join the conversation. Government policies are doing something by scaling up and making them sustainable is key. Now we're hearing you've mentioned some other aspect, the YEA, the disease, but are they sustainable? These are the questions out there. I think we should bypass the level of getting the youth to go skill to, but how sustainable are we giving them sustainable jobs? That is my question now. Because if you look at the policies, they are doing something. It's like, okay, they are doing something, but scaling up and making them sustainable is the key. Now I think we should be looking at how sustainable it is. So you see beautiful projects from previous government, other government comes, they can look at it. If it's still applicable, why not? But we take them off, we start something new, another person comes, we take them off. So what progress are we going to make? I mean, for real, I think we need to focus on skills training that matches industry demands. Yeah. That should be our key thing. Like tech and agribusiness are booming sectors that can create a lot of jobs, right? And also partnership with private companies can also help create more internship. Because we're not doing internship, so people are not being skilled in apprenticeship. Unlike first, where companies will write to schools and say we need this number of people when schools on recess. Now we don't have it. That luxury is not there. How do we go back to get people to get skill? And then transparency and accountability is one of the things that is also eating us up as a nation. And when we ensure that funds are given, you give to the young people money, is it that you win, right? Yeah, a car. You heard the road minister. You give a contract to someone, even phone. Oh, your phone, how? Are we not serious, right?
Yeah, not. I think that is where the challenges are. Yes, and it's so unfortunate that this is happening, because I mean, when one rises to be able to let the system work, then they begin to fight that one, making it look like. Just look at recently the auditor's report that came out. You could see it's so sad, and it's very disgraceful to see how they've paid contractors, and then others too have also raised another certificate to be paid again once they have already been paid. So this shows the number of the lack of accountability. Are we losing integrity
as a nation?
Yes, that's very unfortunate. But I have to be honest, but there is hope. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is trying to instill that. And so far, most of the ministers have actually have given us the indication that they are ready to fight that and to make sure that the system works. And then there's a bit of accountability, there's a bit of transformation in our country. And I'm very hopeful that with time, it's all about the mindset. One challenge we're having is the mindset. I think with time, we need to work on our mindset. And as we are working on our mindset, we begin to understand and adopt to the changes that, hey, we are lacking behind, and we need to rise up and to make sure that the right things or the proper measures or the modalities are being put in place to help with it, because we are not the future. The youth is not the future. We are the present. We are the current. So they should give us the opportunity to build. They should help us, give us the opportunity to build. The training, the skills that we need, and the incentives to build us so that at least we can also achieve and make impact in our country.
Quite interesting. We've been listening to the youth activist Joseph Tete joining us this morning to have this conversation. I know Joseph is pressed for time. He will be leaving us shortly because he has some other engagement. But what more can you say to the young people listening and watching you?
Yes, youth unemployment is not just one problem. It's 4 different problems happening. We are looking at the frictional unemployment, we are looking at the structural, we are looking at the cyclical and the institutional problems. All these 4, it's in one, and the average youth is actually facing. But today, I want to encourage the youth, don't lose hope and don't give up. One thing I've realized is that this current government is putting proper measures in place, putting all the modalities and the policy frameworks to make sure that every youth in Ghana takes advantage of it. And I'm urging this youth that they should take opportunity in starting up businesses. we have different sectors. And I want to commend those that have already started their businesses on social media, that they should keep it up. They should keep moving, and they should keep going. They shouldn't give up. And to those that are thinking, planning, desiring to start a business, hey, you have what it takes and you can do it. And we have a lot of sectors that we also need to focus on. I'm urging the government that they should encourage the youth to go into agriculture, into agribusiness, and also ICT and our current, and ICT and Internet of Things. It's the current norm now. They should give us the opportunity and put proper measures in place to guide us and to help us so we can take advantage of the current dispensation in this innovation that is happening, so that at least the youth can also be self-reliant, so that the youth can also generate, and then we'll stop depending on government for job. Because I believe if the system is working, the youth will not complain. If the system is working, the youth will not agitate because they've been disqualified applying for security service. It's just because the rate of unemployment and the pressures on the average youth. And I urge this government that the youth is the present. We are not the future, we are the present. And we believe so much in this current government and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to help us. Together, let's unite as a youth and let's foster unity and harmony, and let's build, help each other, and make sure that along the line we seek for help when the need rises, and take advantage of the apprenticeship program and also the Ejumara program and also the other government policies and initiatives that are bringing on board to support the youth. Let's come together. Let's forget or ignore about this whole MPP, NDC, and let's focus and fight for what belongs to us. And let's endeavor to be better and to make sure that together, and as we follow what the government is doing, we can achieve, and then we can also make impact. Thank you.
Well, so Joseph Tete is a youth activist, and for real, I think we need to focus. The youth need to focus on skill training that matches industry demands. Like tech and agribusiness are booming sectors that can create a lot of jobs. Also, partnership with private companies can help create more internship, and apprenticeship and transparency and accountability will help ensure funds are used effectively. Matching skills and training with industry needs and involving the private sector can definitely make a big difference. And I believe that government efforts are start, but more support is needed to boost the entrepreneurship among young Ghanaians. Access to funding, mentorship, and resources are key areas that needs improvement. And I think we'll look forward to that. We're going for a break. When we return, we go to we'll be heading to Befikrom, and that will bring you excerpts from Eduheba. So don't go away.
Tony. Dr. Du Muhammad is saying country S and Francis and Yamin Shra will be Yamin will be Biakas. Na said dear and me bear me done for all come. Abusia. Ya dear Bronya to me answer Dr. Dubaya wa besa. Dr. Dwe Yenye Udeni Edek yes unkwa sombo unkwa som yebo and it was estimated every edu herbal hospital anna era number to do so edebebo ade say ye de sanya de a ewo sisie ni ntin ani nompemu ye nkoto dwemu ni atutu ase amafia ye damma wapomuden asipiasi na ye the bonus na tuato eno ne yesi ye the busu your sister no to say watenga no ewu kojo tro nyane no brim no asori gina wo enti esan say enam betena ase ye the SM just na de mewuram because me do get na no tanya nyame aka SM ya busan fa me TV so because one come wo gina get na no do so aka me the box empty box and everything TV so but me da trade am point say wa mo akoma tom Some trying to say we are one neboko. Any table say, a drobaju atrema, a dance dinner cassa and nam, and no tinna, me drew yana S7 no, will be a person on J and free means them. Now, bottom the back upon driver and call Jenam Senano, Thursday me back, will be J, and then will be Angie, and I'm a diaba. And then she made off for say. Papa no also don't have no kind or sister water graphic am be king kind. No, master no the guy can in na ma me no kan brofum etimi da na betwi translation. So I say, SMBs e do e de abasa ye de ba ama aware de amefie ayede ama enkoda ni age. Eku no mani age ama yire no so ani age. Enne na atemi chem wi am ma na SMBs ba kufu 1. Onfen kofie na miwia de etachire nyakata na betachire de amanu boko enye ni nyina ha kwa ho ene nti sa water graphic am obi kenkan na ye ho mr odi kan ye no wo ye be ma entrance ma be ma mu na wona no abomatwo man na wona mo a sister bra wati mu sa de ni nkoyi apomude ni ho sa woni oba no konhye mu a woti mu se dodo aka to beko wantimi anko minute ade to so no kekekeke no wantimi SMB chese ye edru asa wonu mu asa wo de no wo ko on say normal we na kata ko pa san na ete pa boko na SMB da mo akọ pa so ati ase e try clap for yourself our classroom and no anama wi a na for ba na ka say wo be mem Obana my fans. And yet, obey you no catch us the way yen. There be Ebusia, so we no Banaka said, oh, to me, a yen in a chest say, problem war, ya dear war, Bibi won't be pedri more enco ye, Bibi will see one my enco ye, or man my yen and sippy and sitter. Now, Dr. Do so say, and just what I say, and ma oba, a jojo. Son, never saw what I say. Emma Bema so obejojo ba so atiase emechi oba branet samin to ne nyojo mi na enso de nko okwa me ba so bi ama na beto aso eno na chese wadwuma no wa anya nwi eni ti Dr. Do say SMB test oba nom bema nom me pa chow unya 18 years ya enom wo your ba wa fafura enom o breastfeeding so a enom why CS ya freyen number no screen ni so natural months awanya ansana ebe mo anoma ya mawanom Oba se ubu nsa na emeye menamei se boso me so na me bu me nsa na se me ama nti se bibi ni na mo menti because menti pen bia eno na chese wo yoba enye de boso me ne so a abusua na obi de wada ne calendar o chese obetie ma ofie buo yansa na wakọ ne boss osa boso me asutua meka because the da wo be ye ne fie wo ne brono ne so no obi abehu say yes oboso me aso na ye ya so when ye boso me na so nyati se wo tim onyate se wantimi ankwadwuma owoye so dadem woyare ene na bosomi aso oni calendar odwada ne calendar madam emo bi fa na ne calendar wane dem boy aden bra SMB te so se beboawo ama watimi abu nsaboko ama black cloth ni nyina anane adase akokama kama wonti etiam obi ampota wabu nsa so we oba na bu sana mi yaba kama wankasa na ma feel comfortable wutim so wankasa no ohun yode because se free ya ho besen kwa wona wotu so we yefu mu ayodin ohun ni pedua ni mu ayodin because se eye ba na ebetom a e ma osan no se ba na ebetom e ba betom ko fra abusu anya easy won so na ma abofron when your man says, "Oh, this is so rough, not me say bona ma." No one who say, "Why ready say obewu?" It's a normal science. Na sa wo de na nya ba na ebetom. Bosome mienu bosome miensa o mesesen emma e wo branso a wonyem a ebusua pe SMB test na no wo don se ni na ba besane abese akọ ama ho atọ afenso no se wonya o menses from day 1 about 7 days afe e to asoko no na so ti ba 6 days e so ti ba 5 days 4 days e wo so mo sa ho se dia aka na embae no e wo hefa aka ho akawa ya ase wo enti awasa wonom SMB test na enani moja SMB test na ni moja ebe na ne de aka ho na aya clotting na abobon tonto a na ebe da ne fibroid anase ebe ye bibi aya sisi aka wo wawudie nim no ebe na ne ni na fi ho ama na bese akọ na ho ato afi wo na mo say yes odo say so boka say yes be oba efi ono ye oba na bese wo fa nyin sanya SMB test na ni moja no ama de sisi a wo de na no akwan ni nyina bese ko wi a obi won say afi pa na dem na wa fa afro wa wo de na to me na he say dem ha dwin odo ba so ka won so ba na be ha dwin ofie e na no ma bi so de ba to be ne ba ne ye nti asase say din no akwa de to di within 2 months dem fi asase ebusia o wa fa about me to atase SMB test nti e kasa na eni age because ye de ensese ebo e fi say ye adwuma kese adansi dia eba SMB test no do so enti na me kan farm on say to be ma o yire to be ma okun na entu yade ase because monno a ye adwuma 15 butrim na ne na honam onam ye de do adwuma tumi say wotimi dia adwuma e wo abonten ko office timi ye adwuma kama osisi nim etimi ye kama e clear paint na bibia e wo osisi nim enu nkoto dwenim nyina firi wo woti adwuma yi ama ho ato na akodem so a eno ya friend side effect friend side benefit because my drone we are do benya na ekire no eno kwampo na do so bonus no na ya na ede obi koto dia na wa nto so a what told you na tua ka bi no pento so one to no so say da bi aduane ne menni eto so ka tuwa bi no eno na e ka no bonus no so atiase to unum SMB test ya bonus na ba de na che no ene so betimi ahama afa o dem o so na bra kwa so je no yes so alas o ma fans say yes wo be mamu na edre abuso ya to agu o man Ghana mu ha ba bia pharmacy shop bia benya bi herbal shop bia benya bi chemical shop bia benya bi koto SMB test na o kwa so social movement o spiritual movement o social media open the trendy and strong man me pacho shatter movement edoro na American wasem no simiso na American wasem no sincere met na American wasem no senior minister na American wasem no edra one man no akasa man ho fans when am want to say yes what charge na anam and no empty number no that screen so me that for me say me see try me photo and I no papa be share mo so try me photo am on phone no so ayeba and as about delete it your number no time teacher photo abusia number American is 0558 379545 0558 379545 and we are the filler according to Dr. Edu. Second number is 0201 044221 0201 044221. Last number is 0243 989368 0243 989368. Number 3 in Namida fra Eba Edu Heba Hospital. Na enu wedi nkomo kan how chain wa bada bridge wukojo to me pacho fraying nye no nkasa na edro free Edu Heba Hospital ana eba ayaresa bia busuan yakwadare ewa yarehwanya yaresa nyinemu yetu stroke kwase emma obi a oyare stroke adahwache na obi a won se de edu no te na chi nyina yekro ya bo ne pampers ababa wa fe no ansore no yi pampers no ne ekọ no eho asem ana meka eni se stroke no ache nipa no ache wache no fane brain mankasim ba fikrom eho na headquarters no ewo abusuan odo mankasim station o ko ba fikrom obeche o ka we fro na bra obedu wono ma abusuan be hwewo ama ode hye no ne ho ato no kama ye what ne nso emu ofe emu ode obedem say yes wo da fie wo da yare sabia nso asa wo dwodwo ho hotel ba bi because ya no VIP was ana normal was obewram nya fe na akọ yarefo a waba yare sabia na afi wo koja na no akosa lai amba acho ye ho ye nya sa wo wankasa o facility ni bibia ye intact o toilet and bath shem anything no bibia aye kama o change o patient ho a obi nyina wa wo hwe obi wonu ma je se ye kofa enipa be time be sala wo na nim se de be ya ye change ne ho do da ne nchen no onhu ne ho me patcho Edu Heba Hospital ye ntisa ya ma obi ane what o so any wo de usika ekuta wo no eho adwuma na ebe ya ma ho ene nti no medafo to be kafa nipa na ne ho atochema no bibi ha no fa ne brain wo edu ya ba hospital na Awurade andom ona doctor do so de nubra nua ha ban ene dua hini efa yade biada etu ase ene nti enya stroke kwa na yesa yade biada sente hye wa na ye wa eno de me boso because na no pani bi de ne ba bre me na me mani ba kwa nso me yam hye me utimu se asma na wa ne ho ache but Awurade adom odu Heba hospital last week utimu se ye stabilize ni we na bibia e kama edo no anapa me sure ya na me sempacho mo te say osanyame adom efri na no e ba e ne Thursday no ma bim eyesa na afi me ho atom na me ho ayem de won say oye adwuma wie na huhu emfaso hu sade na ko na koyesa na ho aye wo de enya de wa ya wie na afi wo wi na yam hyehyɛ sade am ye be fa na emfa edrebe ya na enye yi enya try and error ewo edu Heba hospital ebusuafo ye ma wodro na ye de ensese ye boka se dro na de ma ya de ye ewo osu eso dro ni na wotwe ase betu na wotwe menu ase betu na wotwe me ansa ase betu ampanso no ebedu wo no na wato wasori a okọ wuyi a chia ko chia osimi ma chia na wo ko ba bi enne ntini ya de bia etete wo emmema na mokọ dwaba mumu na nkwada hwere agire mumu na ye tisi so e mumu mepa moncho edu Heba hospital edro papa ho no ma oba e beba wo ama ho acho mepa acho wo enya yaresa bia oba ye ma wodo na enne ko kina kobra ansa na waye o ye machine sakase egu no mabusuan oba yade be exam efru trimesu nase ni on say yade na efri ya na eba ya ha ene ha eje do we ni yade be ma na ewia emu
All right, so welcome back. We went to Befi Cromer. We're back here in studios, and we're having this continuation of our conversation, issue that borders to national policy. I remember the UNMAC is also having their SRC Women's Week, right? We'll try to chance upon anything women. We need to be feminists. We need to support.
Yeah,
we'll see how best we can talk with them as well to cushion that conversation with us. But let's look at some stories. But there was something we were saying before we went for the break and have that conversation with Joe T. What do you make of Joe's conversation on the youth unemployment thing?
Yeah. I mean, it was great. He tried to give more details and nuances to the discussion, and that is great. Looking at the number of people who come out of our universities every year, and what the universities can also do to make sure that, you know, the graduates that are coming out every year are fit for the industry. So yes, it's a good discussion, and we need to do more as a state. I mean, we have all agreed that government alone cannot absorb, you know, the numbers, and so we need private sector participation. People must establish jobs. People must establish businesses, you know, so that they can employ people. But it also requires entrepreneurial skills. And that is one thing that I think we have not given attention to. A lot of us went through school. I never took any training in entrepreneurship. I mean, it was just in SHS that I think we discussed entrepreneurship in economics as a factor of production. But in the university, I never studied anything in entrepreneurship. But I think from the current state of our economy and job creation and employment and all of that, every person should have some entrepreneurial skills, right? You should have had a little training at least on entrepreneurship, so that even when you come out and, you know, you struggle to find a job, you can start something on your own, so that you can be holding body until you find a job, or probably scale out whatever you started. And also one thing, and this is, I made a post on it, I think on Sunday. A lot of us have this old notion that once you go to school, you should wear suit and tie and be in an office. I have come to the conclusion that there is money in the informal sector. There is money in blue-collar job. Most of the things that graduates are unwilling to do because they think that, oh, they've gone to school, are actually the things that will give them money. So I was making a comparison between myself and my mom. My mom is not educated. My mom cannot even find contact on her phone unless you give the phone to her children to find.
You to look for it.
Right. But she's never been employed by anyone. She's entrepreneur, very, very entrepreneurial in nature. My mom is never broke. She's self-employed. She's been self-employed since, you know, she came of age. You know, selling, doing business. And I am here. I am very, very educated, but waiting for somebody to give me a job. So I was questioning what the essence of my education is. Is this just for me to be able to speak good English or argue, or it is actually meant to change my life? And that is one thing that we should be thinking of. So probably with the education that I've had, can I take on one of my mom's businesses and, you know, do something to it, bring some creativity and innovation to it? I'm thinking of all the things that my mom has been doing, from garri processing, you know, to selling of kenke, to selling of food stuff. All the things she does that gave her money, for which she was able to take care of me. And now, because I've gone to school, I don't. There's a funny video on social media that, oh, mame, Davia Tongo be a shewa, the Obaya, also Okwabutria, also the Fago, Davia Kwabutrina, one of the Tongo, you see. So, some of the things that our parents did, that they were able to take care of us. I know a lady who, after looking for a job for so many years, didn't get, went into selling porridge. Mr. L, today the lady has employed a lot of young people to do business with her.
No, but the point is that you see, I've always had this problem. And I've always asked, why do we go to school?
That is the question. That is the question.
Is it to go to the school and come out and just
write an application?
Write an application, going around looking for jobs.
Yeah.
There are jobs in the community you find yourself.
Yeah.
There are jobs in that vicinity, that district, that enclave you find yourself.
Yeah.
It's just because you have not sat to look at the
needs of the community. People. Exactly. Absolutely.
Because if you begin to sit, you will see that the community has a need.
Yeah.
And you might be the solution to the need.
And that is where
your education comes in. How critical are you thinking? Well,
that is the question.
We've not fostered critical thinking and problem solving into our education.
Absolutely.
It's one of the things that has eaten us as a nation. Number two, we have not promoted innovation and creativity. We've not supported it as a nation. So that one has also become another tool that we are losing. That is why few people who are smart enough to be able to go into that target are making so much money.
Absolutely, Mr. L. This lady I've just mentioned, when they interviewed her, she said no, she doesn't think she will work for anybody again. From selling porridge, she has scaled up now. She has employed people. Another one was selling beans, Ghanaian beans. A master's degree holder, Mr. L, we are talking about a master's degree.
But the point is that who school acquires some knowledge because you want to turn the business around. So like you said, do I look at my mom's business and see with my know-how,
my knowledge,
can I turn it around?
Absolutely.
So you can look at it.
But most of us are not thinking that direction. It's the reason we have a lot of unemployed. I have a cousin I told you about. He applied to join the Ghana Immigration Service. The same guy who said that even if it was one person, he would be the one. After they didn't pick him, he went Kuwait. We worked with one of the banks that, got closed down when the financial sector crisis and all of that. And he went into his own thing. He's an entrepreneur. Today, even if Bank of Ghana wants to employ him, he will not go. He wants to work for himself.
But the point is that there's nothing like working
for yourself. Yeah.
That is one of the things we should think of.
Yeah.
I keep saying that. How did we start some IT companies? Let me give you an example. When you walk in Accra, you see an IT company, Ostek. You know the genesis of it. I was operations person in Ostek. Started gradually. Now look at where it is. It does back office job for institutions and big companies.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it tells you that you bring people. Sometimes I sit and I look at a need and say, okay, also here, more here, more here, more. Okay. Background is you put them together and give them a certain.
Think about something.
And then you manage them from a space. Look, it grows.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at what the Asian Tigers have done, was to make sure that at least in every home there is somebody doing something that brings income to the house.
Absolutely.
We should start thinking, moving from it. Government is providing service.
Yeah.
Service cannot drive this economy.
Yeah.
Service cannot turn this gorgeous back economy around.
Yeah.
It cannot.
Yeah.
We should have to think innovatively, prepare people for the workforce or entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to go to industry, what are the needs? What are the kind of industries we want to go into? Then we scale people towards that industry.
Yeah.
Then we'll be able to turn things around.
Yeah.
If it's about entrepreneurship, what do we do? Because when you foster critical thinking and the problem solving, you promote innovation and creativity, and you prepare the people for workforce or entrepreneurship, you instill value like integrity and accountability in them. They should start from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So once they are coming up, they know how important it is to have that accountability, and that alone will help us bridge the gap between theory and practical. Now we have become too theoretical, and we have left the practical aspect out. So people come out, they don't know what to do with their hands. Book knowledge is there, but practically they can't perform.
And you see, this new idea that you need to go to school more. The higher you go, the better your chances of landing a job. is the reason a lot of people. Look, Mr. L, in the near future, we have a lot of people with master's degree and still don't have jobs.
What does the Bible say? The Bible said at the end, when the world is coming to a point and place, knowledge will abound. But knowledge is there. Ghana, we are bound in knowledge. But when it comes to practical, put the pragmatic steps there for people to follow. We don't have it.
Yes. So
that is what is killing us. So people want to make a shortcut, get into the public service, and then make some money out of it.
We need.
We go to school to exploit holes, loopholes, and put zeros there.
We are not thinking creatively. We are not thinking innovation. We just go to school, learn what is this, what is that, write exam. And I've even had cause to, because I was a teaching assistant as a national service person, and I have cause to question even the exams that are set for university students. If I am a university student and you are setting multiple choice questions for me, how would that challenge me to think critically? You are setting fill-in questions for me. So, and it's because of the numbers. You have a lot of people in one class. So instead of setting questions that will propel people to think, to analyze situations, right? Analyze real life situations, and then think. Let them do internship. You see, we should be more practical than the theory. But what do? Oh, they go to school, stay in class 12 weeks. After that, they set exams for them, and that is it. They are graded. So our education system is a challenge on its own. A lot of entrepreneurs will tell you that, a lot of business people will tell you that even when they hire them, they have to now train them for months before they can be fit for the roles that they were employed for. And Mr. L, one other thing that is, there are a lot of young people with brilliant ideas, but funding is the problem. And
he did mention the funding aspect, but I've always come to this school of thought that says that the person is a novice on the field he wants to venture into. Why do you give him money to start without guidance? So you could say, I love some NGOs. They won't give you the money, but they will support the things you want to do, the money, and they will be at the background, making sure that if it's one city is into this, this is into that, is into
making sure you are making the right decisions.
You are making the right decisions. So that, because we've seen entrepreneurs that have started, they start who then at the end, that company is no more.
It's no more.
That enterprise is gone. So it has been like a cycle. So how do we change that, reverse the cycle where people will go into entrepreneurship, but knowing that this time around, this company is not going to die off. This enterprise is not going to die off. It's going to stand the test of time. It will have its ups and downs, but at the end of the day, there will be a headway through it. Then we can employ people. So which area do this enterprise need a skilled person? You bring the skilled person in. Gradually, you begin to grow. But there's a mentor who is making sure he's checking the progress. Because life and businesses are a process. So it need to follow the process. Ours is good. There will be difficulties along the way. But once we've been able to look at, because you did mention something about our education system. Look, outdated curriculum is number one. Inadequate infrastructure is number two. Teacher shortages is number three. Focus on theory over practical skills is also a challenge for us as a nation. So these issues hinder students' ability to be able to compete globally. That is the problem we have as a nation. And it doesn't fit into the job market.
It doesn't.
So we haven't some spaces, but we don't have the people to fill in those spaces.
That is it.
So if we want to go as a nation, now there's agribusiness, which can turn the whole nation around.
Just by the right things, decisions,
that is it.
Planning,
fintech,
and then we tailor our students, our learners toward that. So you are training people to come and do specific things in the economy. But if this wholesale thing we are doing, I mean, Mr. L, let me be. I have my sister, my younger sister, was with me. We applied for I think 3 institutions. She had admission to University of Cape Coast to study one particular course, and then College of Education. She wanted to go to UCC. I asked her, "Since where we are the choir And I coached, I asked all the recruiters to think about that this one, when you are done, what can you do with this one? It is better you go to college, at least that one will equip you with the profession, than going to do this. And that is something that perhaps in the if I knew the things I know today, I wouldn't have gone to school to study what I studied.
No, the point is that we don't have
proper guidance.
The point is in those days we have educational curriculum counselors.
Yeah.
So from the word go, you know exactly where you want to go.
Yeah.
So they tailor you.
Yeah.
And even that, they have to check your strength and ability.
Absolutely.
Whether you fit in there.
Your interest.
And your interest is a key thing.
Yeah.
Where your passion drives. Look, when your passion drives, even if they are not paying, you want to do it.
Yeah.
And number two, there are things you do with ease, without any coercion, without any pressure.
Yeah.
That you do it and you do it well. And that is what you have. That is your key.
Yeah.
You need to develop it. You need to work on it. But we are not looking at that. People, I don't think our mind has gone to, what do I do well and I can do it with ease without coughing? No. We don't look at those areas. Everybody is going this way.
Yeah.
So we want to go.
I want to go this way.
Somebody open mobile money here.
Yeah. You remember
the space to space?
Yeah.
We've never been innovative. So I think what we need to do is to encourage lifelong learning and adaptability. As a nation, we need to develop soft skills like communications and teamwork.
Yeah.
We've never done
teamwork.
that. Yeah, we've never done that.
Partnership.
Communications and teamwork.
Yeah.
We've never done that as a nation.
Yeah.
We've not inculcated that thing into our people. We've not fostered culture of research and innovation into our people. We've not addressed skills mismatch in the labor market. It's also killing us as a nation. We've not increased access to quality education for marginalized groups. It's also that people look, and yes, it could be a phone booth because people with disability. No. You can give them skills that they don't need to be.
They don't need to this phone booth and all of that. And
so I think that when we integrate entrepreneurship and financial literacy into our curriculum, because there's no financial literacy in our curriculum.
Oh no.
Because all we know is from hand to mouth. So people will struggle. We need to strengthen the TVET, the technical and vocational education and training.
Sector. Very, very important sector.
We need to promote STEM education for girls and women and boys. I won't take up the boys. And men. We all have together. We need to encourage industrial academian partnership for practical training. It used to be there.
It used to be there.
Because I've seen textiles. I've worked in the textiles industry as an internship, the GTP, the ATL, VACO, because they will come and put tobacco. You know, there's a tobacco company. Yes, because they'll come and put that we need this number of people. So by the time the school will give you, they will call all of you. Oh, I want to go here. So they put all the names. We need 20 people. We need 10 people. And they put them in the industry. So by the time you come out from school, you have some knowledge about the industry around. So you know where you fit in. Then you begin to build skills towards that. But we don't do it.
We don't do it. So yes,
we
need to rethink as a people, rethink our education system, rethink job creation and all of that. Link not just let people encourage young people to go to school, but link our education system to industry. Make sure that we are training industry relevant graduates. When they come out, they'll be fit for purpose. We are inculcating entrepreneurial skills into our students. I don't think we have courses on entrepreneurship. When people say that's for me, I want to be an entrepreneur, so they will go and train themselves and come out.
Will tell they want to be an engineer. Everybody will to say they want to be an engineer.
So we need to rethink. Otherwise, this problem will just get worse.
Because the point is why should party come to power and then the youth will say we need employment. Everybody wants to go into the service sector. Must it be so?
Yeah.
Must it be so?
Because that is how we have fed their minds.
Yes. So we need to.
We have not equipped young minds.
Reset the mind.
The minds.
Because it's part of your reset agenda to reset the minds of our people.
Yeah.
Because look at the rural areas. There's limited access to quality education in rural areas. High student teacher ratio.
Yeah.
Inadequate funding. Faces on exams over learning. Skills mismatch between education and industry needs are all over, and we are not doing anything about it. And these issues can impact the quality of education and employment of graduates.
They do.
They impact us.
They do.
053-715-8638 is the numbers.
Yeah.
053-715-8638 is the numbers. Also, bet me afraid. It didn't come up. In company deal. A kekemi. As a
as for job creation issues, it's very important.
Because you know what? Joe Boyan red.
Yeah.
Are you too busy?
Are you too busy? We need time crowd.
A bit minimize
absolutely
the social vices.
But on one number, there is nothing to do. Yeah, no DH.
Oh, somebody can't pay about the one Ghana city level. The mechanic was a government will defend it. I told you it's an embassy. Now, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition has defended the continuing implementation of the one Ghana city forward level, rejecting calls from the minority in Parliament for its abolition. Richmond Roxon, spokesperson and head of communications at the ministry, says that the President Mahama remains committed to policies that serves the best interests of Ghanaians. He emphasized that the President is attentive to the citizens' concern and assured government decisions are made carefully to benefit the country. Roxon explained that the one Ghana city introduced under the amended energy sector levy, the EXLA, in 2025 was designed to address critical shortfalls in energy sector, particularly for the procurement of liquid fuel. In June 2025, the minister tabled the bill in Parliament. It was clearly stated that one cedi levy was to help deal with energy sector shortfall, especially the procurement of liquefied fuels. It dismissed claims by the minority that the levy has outlived its usefulness, insisting that the rationale behind its introduction remains valid. Major also. Nyamia do me a way and I also eh.
I'm a chair one corner. And I'm Santia EB. I'm Chapel here. Who's if you any a top friend? Now, your body, my first love, my first love, Messi, the man for Tuno.
I see.
It will be anyone corner. You who can your D station and Bapasu. The rest of the camp of Biama. Yes, so me tear, the none of that, and I didn't come up on some of my
Mate.
And none of the number 9 days me tear. You got on my poor man. Was why I had what this castle of the far Ghana or dream. You're born about so yesterday. And no crack. Now, some of kind, when we sound say no crana, that is canoso. Yati Petruso. Coco. Oqua, Yasagu can tame more crassy. Yanto. And if at last the bottom. It was my cano, and no crack. Nipa Yaguma, 1 year or month, Unkianaka, Abanda Dano, Anna Yapania, Abanfono. 1 more year Gumano, Ucho Biaka. So, at also, what won't call for Yagalam say, winning woman. Now can't get Ghana for your day. Yet, Mimi proceed, because baby and now, any coin and Bonquasso. Abesia, yes, sensual. Minimana Macata. This you know. Achuma, what be a this you know. As some many chronoso. First commander, when you ho. What you want to me? Mimian Pipini, Mimian Pipini. What you want to me say? When you're going to say no man in our CC, I can bang note. na I didn't know what we go for and don't you want me. Now be catching a Ghana for. Madam Wasi, me check with you boy. Me any share 1 and 1. But me na kasa. Inti you be see bia na mama sonati. Na ko ponhira mo.
Na me nhira wo.
Cha e bisuso. Oni wan kono.
Yo, me sure so meje tie wo na omanso age wo so. Yenso ye da say 0537158628. Ayen semwa ye di nkomo ya share the major area you share youth and employment. That's our major discussion. Ya share niama ya bobo niama ne bebre so ye called the man of pay. Ekochie ni amampanyi editu da eti do mahene. Yesa edane ye ni ekoko share energy nsem aba Dr. Kwaj CEO for energy expert Kwajo Koku ejidi say aban ontumi nyahwe emfafa ngo nsem mo ontumi nka say for the skedi be shim. Hello, good morning.
Maso, good morning.
Morning minium pacho dini baby of fresh.
You pacho we been to the bishop mixapi kumate Bokrom.
Near from say.
You pacho having the bishop pacho anything be
okay.
And the more can be different young training students minimum over 50 the industries that we have in Ghana here. But me try to teach us one school in Tina common workshop cry the workshop. Workshop the drumming instructor. Oh my, what the discussion attention has been. If you come workshop cry you need until cry into my school now. I don't know you all learn the theoretical aspect more than the practical aspect. The power is pretty idea to with your campaign gun. Just as I'm why not yet technical schools now, it's a very the nation, you know. Some workshop built that training ground to fit the industry that we are having in Ghana here.
Charlie, me that's a pa. Yeah, that's you know better train commentary and no here. I mean that's a very brilliant one because Niama you must be a huya and then Niama was Siana. Charlie, the difference is just too bad. Because first, them to me maybe
yeah.
Who goes to near chow? How to cook? How to sew?
Catering. Dressmaking.
Yes, home science.
Home science. Yeah.
And it's examinable subject.
Yeah. Examinable.
It's some category of men they like to cook.
Yeah.
They like to do their own things, their own. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
But you would need a baby of fresh.
In the Hunter Western region.
All right, let's hear you, my brother. Can you turn the volume of your TV set down a bit, sir?
Good. I think I'll move from there.
All right, so let's hear you.
I just joined you, but then I think you were discussing on a very interesting topic. What I intend or what I want to say is that some of the youth have, by the ideas, but the issue of funding is a problem. Myself, I'm a big testament to it.
Wow.
I have very strong passion for sanitation. But I remember some high figure met me once a time when I was embarking on a voluntary cleanup campaign where I thought my waste could have been converted to a different thing. This person realized my work, he took my and he went away with it, and I never met him again. He was not picked up. At a point, he called back, he took pictures and that was all. He's a very big person in the government some time ago. But what I see is that our people too are not helping the youth. You can have a very bright and innovative, but funding is a challenge. This is where you capitalize and then have the ideas of the youth to regenerate so well, so that we can have a very country in the near future. So this is my small vision. I think I have for my colleague youth, and then the people who have the resources to come in and then help people. Thank you.
Thank you so much for making time with us. 0537158638 is the numbers. You can also call us, and please, when you call, make sure the volume on your TV set is lowered and that we can talk on the phone. Yeah, you were making some statement with regards to your kid's sister, and she decided to go do the
So I asked her, because a lot of guys who have that, who went to school to study that, and they are home, they are unemployed. So I asked her, like, I wasn't imposing something on her, but I was trying to ask her all the critical questions that she might not think of, because I mean, when you are young, all the good things we heard about university or how their freedom or how they say, so you know, every young person will want to go to university.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Right. Oh, okay, that's fine. Because people are networking.
Indeed. Mathematics can say. Mathematics can say. No, Mama, or that guy. Said, and the cat of the cat in the boy. You know, not the more canon. One cuckoo. The mama, and the cuckoo. The boss that the possibility. Talk if you over. And no, my big man, because if you are young, to pass out. What I can do will be in the city. And if you want it, and then it is for the just this for the. I'm here to the point of for one. The day, who are Africa, not that the MLS came on. When we say, a simulator, and she found one, it's what I can't take an appointment when you go away. What do you done to you? The mama or Boca? This will be a become of Boca, the baby no, you know, could be done or Boca. You got the one Chica, but got the thing get Chica. All the them to be our way of Madamunia. Maybe the girl is 50, and you need to for that. And no mama, you. No mama, yeah. You know, before you are in, the mama, you're not to auto, would be named down for. Because then I got a thing now, the Munia. None quite here, you put Najamunia. And then crack. Oh, because you're one country, one country. What put the one you got a few. Who got to 100 million. So you get money. Yeah, electricity. About. Take the media and then electricity and didn't know. But I'm giving you the name of but you don't know about the selection of one. And now, you press the time. You do not for you do not for. What I just want to say, it's not a total. You can put on the car to a part of the again. You want to and this is the competition that we do at the beginning of the day. Verification, also.
Okay, that's 0537158638. Her numbers are also betting me afraid. And then she decided to go to something different.
Yes, she decided to go to something different. So you see, students need guidance.
They need guidance.
It is not just about going to school.
Hello, good morning. Morning. Okay. It's you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Minnie. It's say. Okay, Anthony, you.
on my way to you. I heard that a certain time when engineers and planners were going to the facility. Take the businessman. And then a prisoner also how you. I don't want to do about it. Individual, if you know that I think that in this guy, in that Nigerian decision, they do the couple. Although is the family case. If you are not here, method of the work, then I never say the hour $18,000 per hour. Ghana, you want for here, and the money. Say Nigeria, I told you that you will get me. What do you want to say? Don't do. Ọba ọmọdé òfin ìgbàlódé ẹja nípa owó ní nàìjíríà ọyọ náà dáwọdé nínú ọ̀rọ̀ sáyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ ní èyí ẹwọ kéde ọbẹ ẹgbọ yìí nàìjíríà lẹbẹ ló wọn máa yẹ ìdúrà nù nípa ìwé náà àkókò pé nà ní wọn yẹ náà yẹ sọ ẹ níbẹ̀ country more than 4 countries ọwọ́ Africa ní ìgbà yìí máa ìdìmẹ́tẹ̀ ìbálẹ̀ fún ẹ máa ń wọ̀ tó tẹ́tẹ̀ ọyọ nípa pípọ̀ à. And you need one time. One more time, or the money brown, or the money brown. And then I said, the TV. What would the Ibrahim Mama say, Ibrahim Mama? The poor, but they kind of plan out the baby to one. Me and my brother, I will put it on this mama, the next planet. With the next planet, all the time I was walking for the regime. If you already got one person, why is the kind of post? You know, that Papa. Me come again, you may do it, more than my boy letter. Won't take $10, no one will. But what the man in with that was because as a man in the couple of men one way. Okay, that could be natural.
Mr. Medasi 0537158638. I had number sounds to be to me actually come on. Till the uncle 60 seconds. No, we see from that will be so abba. And they Yawada. It's not a feeder. It's not a holiday, right? It's not
a full feeder.
And it's not a holiday.
You could break it fast, no.
They call shake fee, a chief man fee. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. So,
you boga, you bet the man.
If I go, you're very boga. No family number 90 any corner, I mean.
One corner.
No family. Yo. One young mama fine. But no family any one corner. Why?
But you.
I'm fine.
Yo.
Some from my one friend. Why?
But you.
Because I never did any number. It's more family to see how. Maybe fra also friend. New couple. We know better than you. Yes, I'm not. Don't mama pray more from Ghana Pocket. Can you pray who? Who you have here or your mom? Yes, Ghana Pocket. We will have better than your pocket. Share Ghana. Your mama never got a session. I don't want to live here. I don't want to live here. That kind of fear Ghana upon the now, you could see your grandma. I just not Ghana. Ghana not that to get my shoe. America president, another president, Ben Fast or Kuya Cream. That I was Nigeria Bull Cream. Nigeria president who took my when you're playing the two guys. Young kind of country, when I said, and the Secretary, young woman, said, Ghana, Nigeria president, another president who took my hand, or phone the cream, Secretary for president, I will pay the green. You can't play any. That is brand new. We have to come to Kwan, a young man. What is Natana? Your body is street Diabo, your money for mobile. Sana here. I don't really bring you video. I don't bring you video. You be starting young people from what I say. How many times a man say, yes, God get to do that. We have to a commercial. You have to perform protection fund. Who just talk about kind of and
yes, yeah, that's in your main council 0537158638. A number sounds to be to your friend. Actually, wondering a pay. Seven of the Yabo Bosso. And no, I'll be sending a message. Say, Onyanka, Ebesanka hypertension, kidney, and was sending you. Never some discovery. And a man can hear.
No, I don't know. Omombre sponsorship, Omombre commercial, Senabeya. You meet me. I'm on more of these things.
Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, one corner. Hey, Boga see and find a number.
That is due to. Oh, that is. And I will talk with my yada. Or talk to me about Mamma or the Catholic and the King of the Town. But one more is seat and a fire.
Martin, but that's
you let me come out of what. Mistress, they be a water and cut at the mistress. And city by it, always near me at the Yama Ghana, my church to come over to be $60. That is not should go to be $60. Not always need here for that Monica. Let the police not consume midnight when we know you sit at a couple. Now, here, the moment you to be the time, go to a Punta mining, what club, and you say, before it is true, I said it up for 10 minutes, and you will be able to say, also, you will go to or two. I think if I don't know, go and make a thing that I will do a good thing. So, me to say, I'll put my phone over the ball. I said, you know, I hear it. My phone over the ball, so me to say, I want to be seen as a killer. Oh, this is a killer. Oh, I want to go on my photo. We now might buy it. For so, I know about the teaching. Let me see, I can see the money, Mama. And this is one of you. Also, we see you, Mama. Let's do it. And almost saying one of the bullet funnel. I don't know what you mean your control. And that's just a little family and an Alabama. And India. Only you free there. Don't talk anyone. Don't tell me with some that video. There's some there. Only people go, Mohammed, you must be and for what I want to tell you before. And you want to see that this group of ever. You have to say, that you will be a good papa. And then the figure, Jamaica, and the buy. And you will travel only some of this for. Then you must an hour level. And you want to engage. No, you are doing man. And then the figure, the money, Mahama. Oh, yes. And so by the boy, no matter what the two. One matter what the two. Now, one matter what the two. Or by the money, what for me. Let me everything you are. So then, everything is only speak and do my work. What don't you so with the don't the money, Mama said. And you will be out there to me. And you tell me, oh, this man, I put you one. Oh, you want to be dinner on the Burma, opening dinner. Yes, to my family. Opening dinner, no, open you are one day. Oh, you will be here. No, and papa, and that's all. No, you didn't want to make a really talk at it. Let me do a big papa.
Yeah, that's it. One corner. Yeah, that was one corner. I was a friend into PCR. The Yabua number ever man our friend 0537158638. And numbers now also be to me the adventure a fossil. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Morris.
Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris, it's you.
Me pacho, the result of the Kenya is I remember you have the president Biba, Wama party bako. You have over say, Obaba of mine, among mine is in our course. Another different education by obeying and you were using this not MVP. I think a course was on tree, Miracle. On my page, the office education program about Boston, or one half. LLC something me wa opera e na be ti be ni be ni jana o mo na che e ko na fa o ma ko bileri ha be ko ma e ti na do de ke ji ba sa de e yu fo ko bia ke be ke ko ni e ti sa so ya ma ti na wa ye ti ya o bia ke ni e na de ko su ge be sa e dan te mo o ta kan wa de mo Ghana ko be kan ya o ma be ni o e na ma dan boy ni o ma e ko ha dan ya because the dead people do not have that war. Swami. We just to take Ghana. Let me tell you 10 years. And Obama said the field of Libya was in that man high engine on. And the Copa high about the birth month. If you have trust on one penny, will be perfectly not of one hand of one. I forgot how to slow what to be. We'll see more. If you say, Timampo, you be not a bit more point of fire. A time so that see, I'm a woman, you're more personal way to say that Libya high. That's why I just said what time is not a video on everything.
and you have about 10 nano, so no one from Kutima or my poor. Also, when you're done at one. It is an people don't say yes, I never be a one and what. I did the million and one them said, and yet, and the last one you trap my trap war. My dear, so now a picture just two more, it's up for money level, and I will see another one. We'll see that just 2 months, and that is what I shoot for when I have to put the two shoot for muscle. If you're about to then be and stand at one man, won't do another person for mine, be more than so. I don't know to stop. Smith Zanko, yet made up Yamisha.
Yeah, that's it. Yamisha, 053715868. Interesting time, right?
Interesting. Interesting. I'm just wondering how. Anyway, we'll be an analysis. But for me, I just think the rent issue is just demand and supply. It's
I mean that's the truth. Yeah. If I want to borrow what's the name? Bishop's English,
that's the bottom line.
Bottom line is demand and supply.
Yeah.
The highest bidder always wins.
Yeah.
So it's normal. 053715868. Numbers are also between the actual income and the other pay. And then Cratchy near a friend Bernard Agbamo Educhi. And that's here and the pay. Richmond Roxon said there's no way someone gonna see me. No way. No way. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Actually, your name, where you calling from?
Actually,
Nyamia do more now, once word. Yeah, that's it.
Because from how far the Oman Kase, if you are from New Quabisono, Canal, and one, there's something or no government, you won't see a time, and I time also. Don't see a time also. No, we are going to Madame. Open you about any now, suppose and then put in a drop of government over the day. But the government here. Who could come out but the supply as well? We do a black trap, Kufodia, to the short son. I will say a couple. A couple with certain set, so by a dear set. My dear, open any court and you feel that one and then the street can go down. But you got 4 and would be the 7 and 4 would tell them the 7, but who has the money, the 7 I know that very much can get a big break of India. The new people of Hong Kong. This down, drop a phone, mobile shots,
Amen. Yamisha was 053715868 and numbers now live on the Mega TV, Mega Broadcasting Network, NBA, Mega TV. So now all share and the other way. Lincoln University will cover an honorary doctorate degree, doctorate on Ghana's president, John Dramani Mahama, March 26th, in recognition of his leadership, public service, and global advocacy for restorative justice. There's a G2. And a G-Tech for Begiana.
Oh, someone to me, you see.
Oh.
I even wonder why they award such. But of course, I mean, for.
Hello, good morning. The patrol would never be afraid. Mr. John Akwaba.
The pastor said he can look aside. And then you walk to Judah.
Yeah.
Before my Mary. But he said the other damn way with my family. No, I am sure my story is in the Madame Smith, I know also Susa. It's someone in say that conversation here, we need to jump up with my papa. And if you walk, I'm open getting because I would be. The company before, and see you have your own gate, you never come up for. And he said, yeah, I left them up at that one way. And the two, or one penny mamma say, in vision about it, and then my wife. And then that has no home, or so you get also as a particular sending one. I don't know one penny, but I could want here. By happening also, none of happening also. House of war, can then say, or what the buffalo, but who sarah no, I thought the buffalo young with each other. If you never pass over this already, it was a man that wife. To see a folk who found the time, who flew to young Gruma, they see the rest of the book, but I'm not at 26. Oh, and maybe because what? I'm not going to travel in the room. But tell you this is so, and never to say, do some I had been cry. As long as he can't say, that will begin to so, but not do some again. It's happened to do some iron. Na ina for secretary I did get here matter. Omo pay mama. First time e dey want that thing that ma give we are program ma koko nyina shi. E dey say mama so why koko ska so so be nkan because so koko dey human go. Because na for be kan dey make better so. E dey that dey see be shishi koko fu nyina be gu. Na for why o ye puri. Ama dey ma koko e say na. Abi ko e dey we be just 1 year. What that is 10,100. Oh, I thought 1 year for nobody will be here. So, if you are going to say, Grandjabi, or Grandida, and a small Grandida, in the first time of Grandida, you talk what you talk all US. Because what you have to for. Talk what you call just when you saw US. Then you say Grandida or dressing of you say yes, not because we shall put no one away. I could not so. Mata, that's your home. Because you are not higher. Ọba many who want to the long distance pay. If you long distance, who will have to go to university during the season to who university of Matia, Mammy for Papa no, because that school name. And who want to say no, give me a distance, oh, Papa to mutual. Now we university graduate. Or yes, I am a one. A good one, education, or torches, a pound also, we just education, but 50 minutes the camera has a 15 most to the minimum. Na dia yang kan dia sama bayi mama pai si university graduate first level tu ya awa na ko da na sei obi me ye tsu ni dia na o so ko 150 million o university ko 20 million so ya na din na so ma pe ye tu ya pe ya e ko ko ka se pe ke ni wa se no ye this is what I like. This is a to be a gracia. The body students will pick a kind of future in kind. And the name of our first somebody wants to say about what this is trouble. Or be a bakusu. And the name of Papa to be kind. My best catch them. Me Papa for secondary school. Of my pay. Me just 54 million.
I'm saying Hano see a cheap break no Potoka say you overstayed your time. But Masra Senator a building now Nipam you know Akasa hono. Muncha enfan send me a word number na was screen or so. When your video, Muncha normal picture, a dean of the area district no. Na munfan send it yeah, it was 0537158638. Na yin di hunjuma sisia. It's a send it video of the building now must say cement and comb iron rods and the baby eventually kunipa no yempese obia will be trapped in that thing mon sending code 0537158638 video and a still picture district no a dean of the area no na yemfa yindi interesting. I mean sometimes it's good.
Yeah, it is. I mean when citizens become responsible like this, it is a good thing. Yes, right. It's because a good thing.
Intimate now when you're sharing. Yeah. It's more than 0537158638 a numbers no. It won't so be to me at the Wadrintre Afaso na Yenewo Attribute in common.
But the no fee stress thing, is it for just 1 year or every year?
I think it's
first year students.
I think it's for first year students.
For every year, so including the next intake.
The next intake should also have it.
Okay.
The next intake
but like the caller said, it's not everything that is absorbed anyway.
That is it. It's not everything. I know also the show I dream. I saw the show I dream.
I'm febi na.
I'm faka crave now.
Now so afani aka.
You venture Australia.
No crap. Oh no, open school ako.
No. No.
Oh God. Now open school. Yeah.
0537158638. MC Beachmare 123 call. Past borrowing to sustain cocoa prices still hurting sector. Randy Abbey. Galamsey is the biggest emerging threat to national security. There's a Kofi Annan.
The center did the research, and both human and national security. Yes. So I mean, in terms of food security, Galamsey affects is because we are using the lands to, to mine instead of agriculture. Water bodies are polluted. In terms of health, we are developing a lot of diseases, and these are human security issues before the national security issue where we are having people coming using guns and all our munitions to
our own natural resources.
So it is a very good research, and I hope that our institutions they will conduct the research. But ACA enforcement, ACA say studies if for nothing, this is Kofi Annan, this is a security oriented institution, and they have come up with this
international peacekeeping training
center
have come up with that research. Galamsey is the biggest emerging threat to national security, and I agree
absolutely
to that research.
Absolutely, and
I've always said it time and time again. Once the Ghana Medical Association start showing that look, we need to be careful where we are heading to. Agriculture, because we have started finding metals
in the food.
Our life is in danger.
We are joking with this man, so
our life is
and like the president was honest about it, because of the involvement of politicians and traditional leaders, it is quite a very difficult fight to do. Yeah, because the people who are supposed to be involved in the fight, these are the very people who are engaged in the act.
And then for our viewers, the issue that came out from WA about some marksmen linked to some robbery in WA, the police have been able to pick those 4 people.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so the police have arrested a masked gunman linked to the WA West robbery.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to the police. Almost every week we hear of such things. Robbers being nabbed, being picked up, some fraud boys being picked up and all of that. It is a good thing, and I will encourage the Ghana Police Service to keep up. Like the IGP said, we will come after you. So you better stop before they come up. You can't outsmart Ghana Police. This is a whole Ghana Police. And the intelligence, I've been following the police recently. Some of the things they are coming up with, great stuff. Great, even the MTTD, some of the polishments, they're bringing technology to the police is doing so well. So it is up to you to stop, or they will come after you. Just stop. Just stop. Find something dignifying
to do.
Yeah.
Wow. The Minority Caucus in Parliament has called for equitable access to parliamentary capacity building programs, clear private sector policies, and strong efforts to drive real economic recovery following a high-level engagement with the World Bank. The meeting held yesterday brought minority members together with the World Bank's managing director and also the chief knowledge officer during the first official visit to the West Africa since assuming office in November 2025. So they are looking at, it's a good core areas to build capacity in those areas. When we seek knowledge and we build the capacity of our people, it will go a long way to help us. What birthday be?
No, I don't. And this year, 19. No, I don't have any birthdays.
I say, Daniel sending me birthdays. As usual, madam be or in Mebuno, any Martin Apomoding program on Sundays or your nursing. And I was anyway. Maunyo. I'll say happy birthday to my dearest friend and a colleague, 10 sister, Maunyo. May God enlarge your territories. Love loads from Rosetta. So Rosetta sends us one. That a sister, a colleague, friend, and I'm the dearest friend, a colleague, 10 sister, Maunyo. Happy birthday to you, Maunyo. May you enjoy your birthday with the blessings that comes with your new age, a new chapter, a new beginning. All we ask is good health, long life, and what? Plenty money.
Plenty money. Very important. Very important.
So happy birthday to you, Maunyo, from Rosetta. Now the next birthday, I think it's one of our viewers sent this one in, and it says, "Happy birthday to my amazing bro, Edusei, aka One Side, at Asante Mampo. So I wish you long life with good health, success, and many more blessings." Wow, from your brother, Disheba Robert. Disheba Robert sends this one to his friend, Bra Edusei, aka One Side.
One Side. Fine boy.
Fine boy. Ja. Mampon for Dishe. Dishe Robert say, "Oma uchinkwa and nkramwe wekasa afi afia yani ebani nawo ekon." Happy birthday to you, Robert. Happy birthday to you, Edusei, from Robert. We wish you good health, long life, and what? Plenty money. So enjoy your birthday. I think those are the few birthdays that has come in this morning. A few text messages that have also come in before we wrap up for today. PCR, betumi call. Se betumi akwa mon country se betumi akwa kan me text messages no na ya start to wrap it up na omo mboga kudi omo ma bi aduane akodi omo mboga kudi omo yirimu aduane so akodi omo mboga kudi omo nanfofo aduane so ma yeden omo akodi na omo so omo nibi no learn to connect. Very important. Ebeboa within chia Emma a Reverend Samuel Danso Asante was CAC or so Oshe Dibianopa, and also Mama Mercy, your friend of baby. Also, Yamao, good morning, and I'm Mrs. Asante for a family thing, and I teach you. Ewo Adopai. Well, let me go read the messages now. Abano. Now, yeah, sorry, so and then you made good. We yanko kwabenya anopai. Kwabenya eben na ho. I say good morning. I am Eben from Kwabenya. Micro minority should keep quiet right there. Then I don't see. Also, micro minority should keep quiet right there and stop pretending they love Ghanaians. Now that means that the minority is pretending loving us as Ghanaians. So they should stop pretending. Also, African American can't come out your mouth. This one. They were not part of passing the bill of 1 cedi levy on every liter of fuel we buy. So why the noise?
You were not part of it.
They weren't part. But you know they didn't support it from the word go. But the bill finally went through and it passed because of the numbers.
Yeah.
So he said they should shut up. They weren't part of passing the bill of 1 Ghana cedi on every liter we buy. So why the noise? The government will do something about it, but not their so-called noise, period. And it says in regards to the Chief of Staff, Honorable Deborah, Honorable Peter Kwesi Mensah, Nana Ampem, Eastern England Women's Organizer. Hey, wow. Eastern England, Charlie. Okay, Yanko Capito, how we mention, you move to mention Anope. Mention the This is from Capito Menshia. Ghanaians has now seen the real NDC.
Okay.
Yeah. I see Ghanaians have now seen the real NDC. Who were the real NDC? The real NDC with this disappointment, failure, especially cocoa farmers. But they should not worry. The Ghanaians shouldn't worry.
Yeah.
And check. They should not worry. 2028, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and the MPP will come and make them smile.
1.7 million.
Wow, they'll come and smile.
1.7 million.
Smile again. And this sends his regard to Honorable Mavis Howard Kumsin, the incoming National Women's Organizer.
Capito, 1.7 million.
It's doable.
It's doable. It's possible.
Now, let's move on. Also, Mr. Host. Yes. During the 2025 SONA, at the State of the Nation's address, the president said his government has, since the assumption of office, eliminated unnecessary expenditures and reduced reliance on borrowing.
Okay.
Oh, I know where it's coming from. Finance Minister Kasoko borrows car. Contrary to the pledge to cut unnecessary spending,
okay,
and reduce reliance on borrowing, Ghana's total public debt has since increased from 12.2 billion USD in just 1 year, from 49.1 billion USD in January 2025 to 61.3 billion at the end of December 2025. From Osman Ayuba to Chiman Mamprisi line, Bono East Capital, a honor or no so a sunny way free. Hey, okay. Okay. And see, those are the few messages, Abba. Obia Canadre. Obia Canadian.
Opinions there.
It is onions.
Different sizes.
Different sizes. Yes, but you read some conversations in the course about now what your kid sister is doing.
Yes.
So it's me attending, and somebody will want to listen to this. Not necessarily they are informed.
Decision. Yes. Yeah. So the bottom line is that permission from Bishop. Permission from Bishop. Oh, ansana obetia fi say oko school akwakusua bibi no. Make sure say obebusa questions. Adie we me kokoya me wi a me de be dey. Efa so be na de be breme.
Metino no and when it's a dinner, when it's a dinner, he now person what the he now person what the call, and he do bedroom, and he do bedroom, and the end of to me, I am Timemufo,
no credit,
and your money,
no credit.
You need to think about.
So these are the questions before you pay fees to go and study something. What I was like I'm saying, Mr. L, if I had proper guidance and counseling, I wouldn't have studied what I studied in university. I'm not saying it's not useful, but I would have, considering my interest and everything, I would have done something else. But because there are no, and a lot of people find themselves in this situation, no guidance, no counseling, so we just apply, in person way, and I say, also apply, no, also apply, you know, whether they have the ability to do it, whether whatever they are studying, there is job demand for it. You know, a lot of people now are going to study law. A lot of people are studying law. You ask them, what's the motivation? Why are you going to study law? A lot of people are taking MBAs. What's the motivation? Obiye MBA, Master of Business Administration. MBO, Master of Business Administration. Where you are the TFA. So before you go out there to study a particular program, ask the critical questions. Is there need for it? Is there demand for it? Do I have the interest for this? How will this help me? How will this help my business? How will this help my occupation and everything? Don't just go and study just to earn a certificate. You'll be more frustrated because you've gone to labor, you've gone to spend money, your parents have spent money, you've gone to learn, wasted your time to go and study something, and then you realize that you are not making you are not making anything out of what you went to study. So I had to sit there down and ask her critical questions. Charlie, look, there's no money, so you have to make sure that whenever you go to study, you won't complete and come and be a burden again. So we considered all the options. What about this one? What about this? Do you have interest in this? Before we ended up making a choice, which is an informed choice, rather than just wholesale. Oh, look, a lot of people and see, sometimes I ask myself, the courses that the universities offer to students to read, what is, and I don't want to mention specific universities, some of the combinations, I ask myself, so what is the motive? What is the intention? To what aim? To what end? So after studying this, what is the expectation? Right? Let's begin to ask critical questions. Let's adjust. Let's bring reforms. Some of the things I studied way back 8 years ago, 10 years ago when I was in school, is the same thing people who had admission to go to school are studying. No revision, BR. So it doesn't mean that nothing has changed in the job market. So we need to ask questions. Academia need to ask questions. Industry needs to ask questions. Parents need to ask questions. Students themselves need to ask questions. In fact, every school should have a counseling system, a school counseling. The universities do. I know the University of Ghana has a counseling system where a student can just walk in and seek counseling. They can even help you if there is the need to change your program. They will help you, considering your interests and all of that, your aspirations, help you to make the right choices. Even your electives, in terms of choosing which electives to do. So students seek some of these counts. Don't just make a decision. What some students do is that, oh, matters a course where the parenting
music and dance.
Oh God. You see, so ask questions. In fact, decision to educate yourself should not be made by just one person. All stakeholders must ask critical questions.
That is going
to make sure that
of it should also give an opinion. But
I
think that as a person, one of the best things you can ask yourself, what am I passionate about?
What am I passionate about?
That should be the first thing that goes through your head.
Yeah.
So look around you and ask yourself, what am I passionate about? What are my strengths and interests?
Yeah.
Should be another question you ask yourself. The next thing you need to ask yourself is, what kind of career do I want?
Exactly.
Will that career meet the needs of the people? Will it meet the need of the community, the nation? Where do I want to take it to? Is the course aligned with my goal?
Exactly.
You should have a goals in life.
Yeah.
Does a course you're going to, does it align with your goals?
Yeah.
Are there job prospects after graduation?
Are there job prospects? Very important question.
Can I do something by myself?
Yeah.
Can I, if I don't get that job, can I create something by myself?
Yeah.
You think about all these things.
Yeah.
And what is the cost involved, and can I afford it?
Yeah.
And cost 39 if you do
continue. Now you truncate the thing.
And also become another
bed. Very important. Ask questions. Look, sometimes you think that ask questions, even including your lecturers. When I wanted to take a master's program, I went to my lecturers. I asked the questions who said this, and I was even surprised some of the things they said. In fact, the particular program I wanted to apply to, a lecturer in the field told me that go and do something else.
Wow.
Yes. So ask questions, seek guidance. Don't just seek guidance. Ask questions. Go to the counseling department. I know universities do have counseling. Walk in there. Obi o school 4 years, so need maybe a counseling unit in the class. But these things are provided for us. It is part of the fees we have paid. Use those opportunities. And networks. You see, at school, build network. Have room, discuss ideas. More year school, you can put money together. There are a lot of people most of the businesses, they were roommates, they were classmates.
That's what I'm saying, that if we go to the school and we can put 3 people, you know your strengths, you know this person ability, you pull yourself together, follow the enabling processes that is there, get mentorship, get leadership, get guidance, you'll be able to do something.
Yeah.
So this is where time will permit us to come your way, and we want you to know that you are filled with positive possibilities. Tap into that possibility and transform it into reality. Everything you have ever achieved originated in your imagination. What now can you choose to imagine? What now do you dare to dream? It's important to have a firm grasp on the reality of your situation.
Yeah.
To be clear about what is available for you to work with, yet where your ultimately go depends on not on your position, but on your direction.
Yeah.
Decide what kind of a world you prefer to inhabit, what kind of a life you wish to experience. Point your focus, your efforts, your resources, your skills towards the most desirable outcomes. When you act upon what matters to you, you infuse your action with energy, passion, purpose, and great effectiveness. Forge ahead on one path you truly care about, and you will gain new strength as you follow that path. Every day of your life has led you to this very and this unique possibility. Take the opportunity now and have to add great lead to your richness and fulfillment of life. And this is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of the Morning Focus. We want to thank you for being part of today's edition. We are grateful, we appreciate you, and we say we love you. We hope to see you again 6 a.m. tomorrow. If the architect of the universe opens the heaven, we will be back again.
Yeah.
It's been me, myself, El Samuels, together with the man
Bernard Agbemo Eduji. Please bring the chicken and the rice. Our Muslims, you know more near fasting, so don't forget. Yes, happy Eid to all of you. May Allah answer your prayers. Yeah, and have a great year.
All right. So we say bye bye to you. Stay blessed.